What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to D-Train Games and the Hunter Call of the Wild. The roe deer is coming next week. I am very excited for this great one. I will be going after it on Scotland. So, multiplayer for Scotland is going to have to be put on the back burner. However, we are still going to be trying to get this great one mule deer off of Silver Ridge Peaks so we can bring this map back to multiplayer. So, hopefully we'll be able to exchange this before the next map comes out. If we are not able to get the great one mule deer by the end of our stream on Friday, then I'm going to continuously keep trying for this great one during the roe deer grind. So some days we may do both grinds in one day. However, next week I think we'll focus primarily on just the roe deer. What's up, Micah? Awesome, Zero. Sounds good. Yeah, they do, Zero, unfortunately. So some of them are solos and other ones are in pairs. So that's going to be very interesting for me because luckily they're a medium-sized animal, so I don't... Excuse me, guys, I'm having indigestion. They're a medium-sized animal, so I don't think that I'll have too much problem with them. But, like I said, I've never been very good at having to make, like, really fast shots. So we will try that out, and hopefully it works out for us. Alright, guys, let's see. I'd say the first thing we need to do today is to actually head towards our solo zones. Again, I do need to keep an eye on them as we're shooting them and need to make sure they don't come back as great ones for one, but also because, as you guys know, for whatever reason, my map recently started getting screwed up, so I'm having to keep an eye on them. You'll probably go after them after the wolves/moose. That's not a bad idea, man. Yeah, it's not a bad idea at all. For me, I've already got the moose and now I'm working on my second mule deer, as you know. So I'm definitely going to go straight into them, but I'm not sure if it'll be a one and done or not. I'm going to let the experience justify whether I go after another one. So if I do the roe deer grind, then I'm just not a very big fan of it. But I'm not going to torture myself either, guys. If I get into the grind and I realize that it's just not something I want to pursue, I'm just not going to do it. And honestly, I have been debating that anyways, just because of the fact that you have to shoot both the male and the female. And on console, unless you're like really, really good at making really fast shots, for me personally, it's kind of tough. Usually I can make like medium speed shots, but as far as like one right after another one, they have to be like perfectly lined up. But like I said, I do want a roe deer great one, so I am going to attempt it, but I'm not going to torture myself. If I don't, like I said again, this is the last time I repeat myself, but if I do not enjoy the grind whenever I get into it, I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'll just pull everything up. Yeah, I'm going to go up here and check out my solo zones first, guys. Today, I am not planning on shooting anything out of the solo zones unless they are level 4s and above. So, if we have a level 3 in the solo zone, I'm just going to leave it because, obviously, I just want to get back to the main grind. So, if it's a level 3, unless it's a giant level 3, obviously the giant ones will have to shoot. But as long as it's like a medium size or smaller, I'm just going to leave it. I just don't feel like doing a full HM on the map right now. I just want to make sure that none of them are great ones and then just move on. Yeah, how's everybody doing, though, today in chat? Hopefully you all are doing well. Sorry for the slow start of the stream. Like I said, I always want to get the solo zones out of the way first so we don't have to worry about them later. We'll get through these as fast as we can, and then we'll move over to the main grind, and we'll just stay there the rest of the stream is my plan. I just want to see what everything is in these ponds, and just make sure they're not diamonds or great ones. And then we'll move back to the main grind. See, anything here I need to focus on? That one I think I'm fine leaving him. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Alright, I think we're good for this zone. I don't see anything, at least over here, that really needs my attention. That's a solo, but I'm going to leave him because he's level 3. Like I said, I don't really care too much about HM at the moment. I just want to make sure there's no great ones here. Alright, there isn't any great ones here, so let's go ahead and fast travel over here so we can go to the next pond. Like I said, we're going to get through these as fast as I can, guys. There's only a few ponds I need to check today. I'm not checking all the solo zones. I'm just checking the ones that we shot deer off of. You have a cold, Micah? Oh, that's rough, man. Yeah, my wife is kind of under the weather right now. She's we both think that it's like severe allergy issues, but she has she's having to deal with a lot of drainage at the moment. So I hope you get feeling better, man. Being sick is never a fun thing. Luckily, I've been able to dodge it so far, but you never know. Now, I'm also going to be looking into the update next week. I meant to ask on Scarecrow or Flinter's channels today whenever they release their videos. I guess I'll do that later just to see if one of them will answer me. Or if you guys already know, you can let me know in the chat below. But I'm also wanting to look into the new update and see if the haggis is supposed to be fixed with the new update. Because if the haggis is fixed, I might go after the haggis before I pursue the Great One Roe Deer. Because as you guys know, I put 60 plus hours into that hunt for nothing. So if they have to finally fix that glitch where they're actually going to be on the map now, obviously I'm going to be all over the haggis because I just want to get it. So we'll have to see where that goes from there. I gotta say though, there isn't a single roe deer fur that I think that was bad. I will say that I think that all the racks and all the furs for the great one is great. No pun intended necessarily, but but yeah, I didn't have a problem with any of them. I think they did really, really good with the roe deer. Another thing that I'll also add is that I was actually kind of hoping that if they did the small game deer, I was really hoping for the Sika. In my opinion, the Sikas are just a better deer overall. I think that they're beautiful as they are, and they have much bigger antlers than the roe deer does. So I was kind of hoping that they would hit the Sika deer before going to the roe. But at the same time, I am very happy with the selection. I just wish that they would. I just wish for grinders' sakes. I just wish that they would change the way that some of these animals respawn. Having to shoot both the male and the female to get both of them to come back is kind of like tedious in my opinion. And they should just get rid of that mechanic. In my opinion, if you're somebody who doesn't want to shoot females, you should be able to get your respawns back just shooting the males. So I'm hoping at some point they will fix that where it can just be by hunter's choice all the time instead of having to shoot both the male and female in certain species. Okay, I'm not seeing a solo here that we need to worry about. Okay, I think that was the doe that was back there. Alright, we're good. Let's move on. So nothing in these zones, thankfully. So next up is this pond. Honestly, let me actually go down here and check this pond too, because sometimes I can get random ones that I didn't know about down there. So let me go check it real quick. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it too, Warrior. For me, it's just kind of like mid. Like I'm not gonna lie, but to me, this new great one is a mid great one in my opinion. It is a great one that has enough for it to where I want to get one, but it's not one that I'm like jumping up and down, clapping left and right for. And it is mainly because of that reason. If you could just shoot the male and then just leave and then come back and have your respawn, I would be fine with that. But the fact that you have to shoot both the male and female is kind of a make or break in most cases for me. It's just that they've done so good with the roe deer that I really do want to try to get one. But like I said, guys, I will not torture myself. If I get in on that grind and I realize that I'm just a terrible shot at trying to get both of them down, or if I just don't like the grind in general, it's not one of those great ones that's going to tear me apart to quit. So I'm going to give it a trial run, and if I really enjoy the grind and I find that I'm actually better at it than I thought, then I'll stick with it. But if not, we'll just abandon it, and we'll bring Scotland into multiplayer, and hopefully Silver Ridge as well, and we'll just get back to the other animals. Excuse you. I mean, you could have said excuse me. I would have just waited for you. Tell you what, that bear acts like people drive, man. Just wants to cut you off. Yeah, we can't leave that one. that buck definitely can't stay here. It ain't a level 5, but that's way too big for a solo buck. Unfortunate. His partner is actually fine. Yeah, his partner's a little level 2, but he can't stay here. Good thing I came and checked this spot. Just give his shoulder a little bit of love. I did it again. Whenever I go and pick this guy up, I actually need to go to the to an outpost and grab a tent real quick, because I don't want to run everywhere today, so I need to carry a tent with me, and then I'll take it back to wherever I got it from after we check all these solo zones, because I could have just laid down a tent and grabbed a 4-wheeler and then just took off after this guy instead of having to run all the way to him. So we'll do that as soon as I pick him up. We'll go get a tent, so that way I can just use the 4-wheeler instead of having to run. You've been training for a month now for my karate tournament, and this Saturday I am sick, so I probably won't be better within 2 days. Oh, that's rough, Micah. I've only ever been in one karate tournament, and yeah, it was really rough. I did, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because it was more embarrassing than it was good in my lifetime. But I've only ever been in one karate tournament. It was like within the first year that I ever did karate. So all I'll really say on it is that I barely knew anything at the time. And the only reason I really participated in the tournament is just because I wanted to see what it was like. And there was a kid they put me up that was like twice as big as me. And yeah, he did not give a care. And the teachers he actually got in trouble because of how aggressive he was with me. Because they told him that I was new, and I was really little at the time, guys. Keep in mind, I was young, okay, and I was a scrawny thing, and this guy was like a teenager and buff as he could be, but he was the only person that was around my height. So that's why they put me with him. And they told him to take it easy on me, but instead he literally got me in this chokehold and squeezed the life out of my neck. And I wasn't meaning to cry, but I mean, like, for whatever reason, my body, I guess it was just a shock from it, because I didn't expect for him to be that aggressive with me, because they told him that I was new. And so I just expected for him to just kind of take it easy and let me just do some stuff, like not win necessarily, but at least let me work, if that makes sense, and do some jiu-jitsu with him, just grapple with him in general. But instead, he decided to just absolutely just destroy me pretty much. And after he choked me out, tears started coming out and everything. And I was telling everybody that I'm not even meaning to cry, like I'm not wanting to cry, but for whatever reason, my body was making me do it. And my teacher told me that it was all due to shock from the fact that basically whenever you get squeezed in the neck so bad, it can really squeeze water out of your eyes, and cause you to cry, even though you're not intentionally doing it. So that was really rough. And then the next person that they decided to put me with was a bigger guy who actually ended up taking my hand and told me that he was sorry for that last guy. The other guy got disqualified because of the fact of how ruthless he was with me, after being warned that I was new. And yeah, they gave me a first place expedition trophy, so one of the really fancy trophies, and then the other guy, they thanked him for being actually doing, being a good sportsman. So my one tournament was not very good, and I never competed in another one, but it wasn't because of that. It was just from where I just didn't really like the environment, and I just preferred being with my friends. So some of my friends couldn't make it to these tournaments, and I didn't want to just be alone. So I decided to just stick with the actual class. But yeah, that was a really rough introduction, let's say, to jiu-jitsu for me. Over the next few years, I learned a lot, and I became the best grappler pretty much in my class. But yeah, that was a rough time for me. Back to the tree. I looked down for a split second to check chat, and I ran into a tree. Yeah, I'm the same way, Warrior. Like I said, if I find the grind too tedious or too boring, then I'm just not going to worry about it. It's not one of those great ones that I'm like drooling over. It's just one of those great ones that I would kind of like to have. So I'll be fine leaving it in the background if I don't enjoy it. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I went bass fishing today. What's up, Colton? By the way, I went bass fishing today and caught four 3 pounder, which was a new personal best. That's awesome, man. That's a good bass. And two 1 pounders and one dinky one. Hi. Well, how nice of that bird to drop down and say hi to me. That was so polite. Yeah, that's actually really cool, man. And your dad caught two 1 pounders, dude. That's actually a really good day of fishing, man. Honestly, I may have to start fishing soon. It sounds like they're actually biting pretty good this year. I'm hoping that they're doing good on the lake that my dad and I fish on, because we're gonna start sharper and walleye fishing here soon, and I'm hoping that they're biting a lot better this year. These past couple of years, the bite has been slow and not too good, so I'm hoping that they're better this year. Yeah, that's the same thing, Micah. Like I said, I mean, I just enjoy being with my friends and stuff like that. So after that tournament, I decided not to go back. But my teachers actually wanted me to though. Like I got really, really good over the next couple of years. That was just my first year in karate, so obviously I didn't even know how to fight. I was just wanting to compete because I thought it sounded fun. Yeah, like I said, there was just some jerk who decided to be mean to a young kid instead of being sportsman with him. Yeah, he got disqualified immediately. But either way, yeah, like I said, I was my teachers tried to get me to go back to tournaments and stuff, but I just enjoyed being in the class and being with my friends, and I didn't like having to travel hours away, for tournaments. But I became like a really really good grappler in my class. I know that I have no way to prove it to you guys, but I actually was very good. Um, Especially with like stylish grappling abilities. I was very good at doing like flying triangles. I was extremely good at doing Darce chokes and omoplatas over the years, which are very high level submissions as they sound like. And yeah, that my teachers they weren't begging me, but they did tell me over and over again, Daniel, why don't you go in and try to do these tournaments? And but you know I just didn't because of the fact that yeah I just like being with my friends. I am trying to get to these zones as soon as possible, guys. We've only got a couple more to check, and then we'll just move to our main grind today. Like I said, I'm not checking all the solo zones. I'm just going to check the main ones. The ones that I know we've shot deer out of, and then after that, I think I'll be good for the day. We'll just focus on the main grind. And I did it again, didn't I? I did not grab a tent. I'm not used to having to get in the tent before I have to go check something, so that's why I keep forgetting to do it. My bad. I am meaning to get a tent, though. Now, last time we were streaming, I didn't get to see what was in this next zone, so I'm going to stop a little bit early. But yeah, I didn't get to see what was in this next pond last time we streamed. They weren't there, so I need to go and check this spot just to see what's here. And then I think after this, I think there's only two or like three more ponds we have to check during this drink time, and then after that we'll be done. I'm pretty sure we'll have enough time to check them all. Oh man, Colton, that's actually not bad, man. Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. I mainly whenever I go fishing, my fishing rod is a 7'8". A fishing rod, and I've been using it for a long time. My grandfather is the one that actually got it for me, and yeah, I've been using that for years. But I use like 15-pound test line on it, and I use it for everything. I catch catfish on it, bass. It's a very reliable rod. However, if I knew that the ponds had like giant catfish in them, I wouldn't risk them fishing with a hook and worm though. I wouldn't want to break the rod, so I usually just stick to bass fishing or bluegill fishing. Well, not bluegill fishing, but bass fishing. If I know that the ponds I'm going to has like really big catfish, just out of precaution that I hook one because I really would not want to destroy that rod. But then that's actually really cool, man. I'm glad that you caught a bunch of them. That's level 3. It's level 2. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, now that we can actually got to see this one. That's kind of a big one though. But I tell you what, I know that there's no great one here, and this pawn it takes a while to get to, so I'm gonna leave him. I think I will be fine leaving that solo because like I said, I just do not, I do not feel like having to drive 700 feet yards every single time that I just want to check that one pond. So, and I know he's level 3 and not a level 4, so I'm just gonna leave him. Yeah, Colton, my dad actually, so what I was wanting to tell you, I just couldn't remember, couldn't think of it. My dad actually has a as an ultralight rod, and he actually uses it to catch striped bass over 30, 40 inches all the time. That buck can't stay, he's too big. But yeah, he has an ultralight rod, and he has caught some really big fish with it. Did I seriously not get that buck? What in the world? This guy's just like tanking everything. There, he'll go down. But either way, yeah, my dad has had he actually uses an ultralight rod, and with like, but it actually can withstand a lot of like strain. So it's meant for big fish, but it's a really small rod, and he uses it just for the fun of it. And I've actually fought some crappies on that thing, and I tell you what, a little 1 pound crappie on that little rod feels like it's a 5 pound fish. So whenever Dad hooks stripers, he has to be extremely careful with it because obviously it's an ultralight rod. But I tell you, it feels like you're pulling in a shark, man. Whenever you're catching a big fish on that thing. Dang, Colton. Talk about underpowered, but that's awesome, buddy. I bet that thing felt like it was 100 pounds. It's a lot of fun to fight big fish with a tiny rod, man. It really is a lot of fun. Alright, so on this turn, we only had 2 bucks that we needed to shoot, which is one here and one up here. So I'm only going to check 2 other solo ponds, guys. And then after this, I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to go back to the main grind for a couple of runs before we go check those 2 ponds. We're only going to check those 2 because those are the only ones that had anything that needed to be shot. So, yeah. Guys, give me 1 second. There is a spider crawling on the wall over here, and I want to try to kill him real quick. Give me a second. It's one of those big black house spiders, and I don't want it to spook my wife later, so I'm going to grab one of my hats and try to take it out real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I can't see chat at the moment. Well, he didn't see that coming. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm having to take care of a spider. Swatting a spider on live stream. Who would have thought? Give me 1 second. All right, I'm coming back. All right. What's up, Raven? You're just eating chicken pot pie? I hear you, man. Chicken pot pie. Dun, 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 dun. Man, I wish that Weird Al would have been able to make that song. That would have been so good. Weird Al, he had a song that he was wanting to make, and it was a Live or Let Die, the parody for it, and he called it Chicken Pot Pie. But Paul McCartney didn't want him doing it because he was vegetarian, and he said if he made the song about anything else, he would accept it. But he didn't want the song to be made about meats where he's vegetarian, so he never got those. If you want to, Colton, you can. It's up to you, man. Like I said, that's what Discord is there for all of you guys. The IRL trophies section is not just meant for trophies, but it's also just meant for anything you guys want to send to me. So yeah, like I said, I was thinking about renaming that to just IRL section, is what I thought about naming it, so that way you guys could just show whatever you wanted to, instead of you thinking it had to be trophies. But yeah, guys, the IRL section is for you all. Whatever you guys want to share with me and anybody else that's on Discord, that is what that section is there for. Yeah, he's done. He's done, Micah. Yep, that spider is no longer a spider. He is now a splat. He's now a splatter. You're not old enough for Discord, Micah. That's fine, man. I think you still should be able to use the community tab. Like if you go to YouTube and then go to my channel, there should be a place that says community, and you can go there and leave your pictures and stuff there. I only have that one turned on for subs, I believe. So as long as you subscribe to the channel, you can use the community tab or you can use Discord, either one, if you're able to. You can use one, both, doesn't matter. I always check both every single day, guys. Like I said, so some days it's kind of all over the place. Just whenever I find time to check those sites is whenever I go and check them. So I may reply to you one day at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the next day it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. But like I said, it just depends. Also, just to let you all know, if any of you guys play Fishing Planet, I have been getting into that a lot here lately, and I'm playing it just about every single night. So if any of you guys play Fishing Planet and you guys are on at nighttime, you might be able to have a chance to play with me. Usually I join somewhere between 9 and 12. 12 in the morning, like 9 o'clock at night and 12 in the morning. And then I usually get, if I'm playing it, if I'm wanting to play it until bedtime, I usually stay up until about 2 or 3. Eastern time. So if any of you guys play Fishing Planet and want to have a chance to fish alongside me on there, I'm usually bouncing between California doing the sturgeon and doing sturgeon and striper fishing, and then I'm also on St. LaCroix and Everglades. I kind of just bounce between all of them. Yeah, if you guys have any interest and want to play alongside me, I have been playing those just about every single night. The reason I haven't been super active lately is because my uncle's dog is really sick, so I've been trying to help him out with it where he's very old. That's totally fine, Raven. Like I said, you guys have your own lives. I'm not somebody that's going to be like upset that you guys don't make it to streams or anything. I mean, you guys just live your own lives, do what you guys need to do. Like I said, I'm not expecting anything of all of you guys. I appreciate you guys being in my streams. Like I said, it does help the channel. So, I mean, every time you guys are able to watch a video into its entirety or a short, or you're able to be here for the streams, it helps me out entirely. But you guys absolutely just do not feel obligated to be here. I am a laid-back YouTuber, and I'll take what I can get. So if you guys need that extra time to be with family or to do your own thing, I'm not going to be upset about it. All right, guys, let's do our very first run. We only had 2 bucks that we had to shoot on the solo zones, so we'll do probably 1 or 2 runs on our main zones. And then we will go back and check just those 2 ponds. Because I think everything else is HM'd again, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about things. But let's actually get into the main grind now. Yeah, I hope the dog gets better, and if not, then I just hope that I hope that it's at least comfortable and you're able to help it out along the way. That is really rough. Our dog had to have surgery a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago, and that was hard on us because she was bleeding, and they had to do surgery on her to get it to stop, and we were scared for her. So I know what it's like. But hopefully the dog is comfortable. There's a level 5, and I hope that everything is going to go well. Dude, why can't I get a level 5 in a rare color? The one trophy I don't have in Call of the Wild in almost 4,000 hours. Still eludes me, man. That's rough. Good news is I got all my solos back in this zone, so I'm not going to shoot any others besides this one shooter. I don't want to screw anything up again, so I'm just going to take what I get out of this spot. Alright, where did you run to? There he is. He's a Great Dane, and he is almost 10 years old, so his last few years I've been trying to spend time with him. I hear that entirely. Yeah, dogs get that age and they start getting sickly. It becomes scary. There's a big diamond, 333. He's a 50-50 rack. Not wonky enough for the wonky lodge, and I'm not going to tax him, but that is still a really nice level 5, guys. First trophy of the day. We got a diamond. Let's go. And your pig who thinks he's a dog. Dude, I'm going to tell you guys, there is nothing funnier than an animal that is somewhere it's not supposed to be. I don't know if I told you guys this. I think I have. But back where I used to hunt, before my papa sold off the property, There was a group of turkeys that would always come to my corn feeder, and because he allowed us to use bait on his property. But either way, there was a group of turkeys that came to the corn feeder, and there would always be a rooster with them. I don't know what his deal was, but yeah, there was a group of turkeys, and they always showed up with a chicken, and the chicken just was always with them. Well, we got another one to leave here. That's good. So the solo became a little guy, I hope. This one here could be the solo, but I'm gonna hope that he's not. Because if we can keep that other little one here, that's going to help our herd management more. So I'm glad that at least one of these came back as a little guy. You have a beagle, a pit bull, and a husky? That's a lot. That's awesome, man. Yeah, my sister has a husky who is spoiled to death. She just loves being outside, and she loves it. And she's a really good hunter. She has brought my sister so many things. She's brought her mice. She's brought her snakes. She brought her a couple of dead skunks that somehow did not spray her. So yeah, and a lot of squirrels apparently. So my sister's dog absolutely loves hunting, and she loves people too. And then of course me and my wife have a pit, so who is also very spoiled. Okay, so this side only has one buck to shoot this time. So we'll take him. Which one is the biggest one? I think it's him, ain't it? Yeah, I think so. Because we do need to get at least 2 bucks down over there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and grab this one and then the next one. He's been in the family. He was 8 weeks. Well, that's sweet. You have a pit bull and a mini pig and a Labrador and shepherd mix. That's really pretty. I've had multiple dogs in my lifetime, but they all either passed away or they were given away because my family was kind of whenever I was young, my parents weren't as good as well off as they are now, which they ain't really well off, but they're just more comfortable now than they used to be. And they ended up having a couple of my animals they just couldn't afford to keep up with, so they had to give them to other family members. But they still had a really good life. But yeah, I've had a lot of pets in my lifetime, mostly beagles, but I've also had a black lab, a collie mix, and what else? What else have I had? Like I said, a lot of beagles, and then I had a Shorkie at one point, and then now I have the pit bull, which yeah, I've loved all of them. Still got a solo over there. I need to shoot the biggest ones first. That's a dandy. I don't think that's going to make diamond, but he has a chance. So let me shoot this one actually with the 308. If I can get a good shot off on him. I really like for him to be broadside, man. Can you turn broadside? Thank you. I think you heard me. All right. Stop for us. All right. Let's see. Where is this guy? I'm pretty sure we hit him twice. They're getting out there now. I don't know if I'll be able to get 2. Nope. He didn't turn. He turned a little bit on me. Oh, come on. You could have stood there for one more second. Oh, I'm going to quit. I ain't going to be able to get them. That's fine. We'll take one. I'll take what we can get. That was pretty bad shooting on my part, but I always start out a little bit rough, and then my shot gets better as the string goes. What's up, Blaze? Welcome to the stream, man. I hope you're doing well. I used to have a husky. Micah was a bad dog though. She would jump on my fence, and she ended up getting hit by a car. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, our family beagle ended up getting on a scent trail, we believe, and started tracking a rabbit because he used to be a hunting dog in his younger age, and he ended up being about 10 miles away from our house, getting hit by a car. We found him on a road that was like pretty far away from my mom and dad's house, and we know it was him because he had the collar on him. But yeah, we lost him, and that was rough on all of us. This guy's dead in the bush. He did not make diamond, but I thought it was still a good idea to shoot him anyways, just in case. Alright, Duke, let's go find the other one, because he died too. This guy may have ran a little ways, guys, so might be a minute before we find him. Hopefully he didn't go that far, though. You've had 25 dogs in your life? Wow. Oh, thank you, Blaze. I really appreciate you, man. Appreciate you popping in. We'll be live for another couple hours if you want to join. If you want to join us again later. Yeah, we still got a while to go. But if you can't make it, then I appreciate you jumping in and subbing to the channel. I appreciate it. Your dog got ran over 2 years ago? Oof. Yeah, that's rough. It's been a while since I've lost a dog by death. I think the last death that I had was, I don't even know what year it was. I think it was like 2019 when my ex lost her dog. And then for me personally, I think it was like really like 2008, 2006. I think was like whenever Duke got killed. Which is why I named my dog Duke on here. Oh, I got all $3. Let's go. Hang on a second. I got more than just the two. Yes, I did. Let's go, guys. I actually ended up getting $3. I thought I only hit 2 of them, but I got all 3 of them. Well, they must have just not reacted to the shot because they really didn't look like they were hit. Though we did get all of them, except for one level 4. You would love to add a puppy to the family soon? That'd be sweet. Yeah, on here I named my dog on here Duke because the bloodhound on this game has the same colors that Duke had almost. The only difference is that you don't have like the yellowish and he doesn't have the yellow nose and like the little white line that went between his eyes. But everything else about the bloodhound is the same color. And whenever Way of the Hunter 2 comes out, I'll be naming that dog Duke. And he's actually gonna be a lot closer because he's pretty much a beagle. And yeah. I've decided to dedicate all my dogs on my hunting games to Duke because he was a very, very good dog. Let's see, that's 167, the 228, 242, so that one needs to go first. I was hoping that I'd get the lucky shot there, but it didn't. Not the case. Got him. All right, yeah, I forgot I don't have a claim intent over here anymore. That's fine. Let's go grab the 4-wheeler real quick. Oh, that's rough. That must have been a really rough day on you then, Micah. I'm sorry to hear that. I couldn't imagine all that happening in one day. Alright guys, let's change up the subject and chat a little bit, guys. Let's talk about some happy stuff for a little while. I don't care if it's Call of the Wild related or if it's not, but let's talk about something a little bit happier. We're the chat's getting kind of doom and gloom right now. Let's talk about something a little bit more cheerful. Talk about the new Great One. Talk about the weapons pack. Whatever you guys want to talk about. It does not have to be video game related. Let's get the chat to be a little bit more cheerful. That's enough doom and gloom for one day. We can revisit this later. Yeah, Micah, you can. If you had to sum something up or finish it out, that's fine. I'm just saying, after you guys get everything out you need to get out, let's just move on to the greener pastures for a little while. If anybody joined the chat, I wouldn't want them to just see everybody talking about them, all the deaths of their animals and everything. Like chat to be a little bit more cheerful. Work. I'm gonna leave him for now, cause I think he's a solo buck. But if we come back a couple times and it's just the one, then I'll shoot him then. You named your dog Duke as well? That's funny. Yeah, I named mine after a family pet. That's interesting that you named your dog Duke as well. I haven't heard too many people use that name. Is your favorite rack? Yeah, it's a good rack. Yeah, I like it a lot. What's up, Richard? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm hoping we get this great one before next weekend. Like I said, I'm going to be doing. I will be going after the roe deer, but I'm not the best at shooting small game, especially if I have to make really quick shots. And you do have to shoot both the male and female to get their respawns back. So I'm going to attempt that great one grind, but I'm not going to torture myself, as I've been telling everybody today. So if I get in on that grind and I realize that I just don't have the skill that it takes, or that it's too tough on sticks to make those really quick shots, then I'm just going to just abandon it. And I was going to do other grinds because I do want one of them, but it's not one of those great ones where it's like I'm drooling for it. It's just one of those that I would like to have, but I'm not like crazy over it. I was actually really hoping for a caribou, reindeer, or elk is what I was hoping the next one would be, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and just check this one solo zone real quick, guys, because we did shoot a buck off of it, and this is on the way to the next zone anyways, so we'll just check it real quick. What's up, Build Fish Catch? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Usually hoping to get the great one was anything but the roe deer, man. Did they pull it off? They really did, man. The roe deer, if you have not seen it, there is a short on YouTube that Expansive Worlds has released, and it shows all the colors and all the racks. They are very, very nicely done. I do not have any complaints about the roe deer. I think it's a great one, pun intended. But it's just not one of those species that I'm like drooling over. I love the great one for the species, but for the actual species itself, I probably won't even do any HM. I might do light herd management along the way, but honestly, the diamonds that are on the game, they can get pretty impressive looking, but they're not like something that I'm like crazy over, if that makes sense. To me, this great one is a mid great one for me. It is a good great one, but it's not the one I preferred. I was hoping for a caribou, reindeer, elk, a lion, grizzly, something along those lines is what I was hoping for most. But at the same time, though, I am very, very happy with the roe deer, and I do wish anybody that goes after it best of luck. I think it's a really good, great one added to the game. And I will be trying to get one next week. But again, I'm not gonna torture myself if I don't like the grind, or if I don't have the ability to be able to make those really quick back-to-back shots on the male and the female, then I'm just gonna stop grinding them. There's no point in doing a grind if you don't like doing the grind. Please don't hit that other buck. Okay, good. I thought I accidentally hit the other one too. I keep forgetting I don't have my claiming tents here no more. I decided to pick up my claiming tents and move to a new zone to get an extra zone to hunt, because sometimes my respawns can get hung up, as I call them on this map, where they just don't want to come back in and I end up getting done too early. So I decided to add an extra zone to the grind, and it actually has helped the respawns out more. So I went with my dad that morning to my grandma's. Yeah, it's rough, Micah. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, that must have been a really, really rough day, buddy. Top 5 best great ones for me? Okay, so I'm going to attempt to answer your question, but there's a lot of great ones I enjoy. And this is not including like the ones that I've just grinded myself. So some of these may be ones that I did not grind. But for me, the number one great one in the game right now is still the moose. I think I don't have any complaints about any of the antlers or any of the colors for the moose. I like all of them. So for me, my favorite great one in the game is still the moose. I would say below the moose is the mule deer, excluding the corkscrew rack and the velvet rack, as I do not like those two, and then also the cinnamon stripes color. But everything else about the mule deer will still, in my opinion, still makes them number two. Number three, I would probably put whitetail, just because of how many different antler combinations they have. I do wish that they would add more color variation for their furs, but at the same time, I have no complaints about the racks. So I would say that they're my number three. Number four would be the pheasant. In my opinion, the pheasant has some beautiful, beautiful colors. The grind itself is very easy. Just do the tripod and 22 trick, and it makes it very, very easy. So I'd put the pheasant as number four. And then number five, I'm trying to think what my number five would be. I would probably say wolf. I would probably say my number five choice would be the wolf. Just because of how little, a lot of these choices that I make has to do with whether or not there was some racks that I loved and some racks that I didn't really enjoy too much. I thought that guy was going to keep running. But yeah, that's my list, in my opinion. That's from my most favorite to not my least favorite, but like least preferred. Great one to go after. But yeah, those are probably my top five in the game right now. My dog's names are, the Beagle's name is Snoopy, the Pit Bull is Roxy, and the Husky is Shadow. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, Mila is my pit's name, and Nova is my sister's Husky's name. I call her Nova Scotia. Very good list, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's where I would put it. If I had to choose like what all my favorite great ones in the game have been, that would be my top five. I still enjoy all those the most. Now, I will say though that if they would have just added a great one elk of any sort, I don't care if it was Roosevelt, Rocky Mountain, which Rocky Mountain is my number one, so I guess that would be a little bit more biased. Or a Manitoban, that would immediately take my number one. I wouldn't care if they were mid or if they were good, if they were bad. I just want a great one elk, man. Like for me, that one should have been one of the very first great ones added to the game. The Rocky Mountain, especially the Rocky Mountain elk, is so popular in North America. I cannot believe that they have not added the Great One Rocky Mountain since 2017. I thought for sure the elk would be like a go-to great one for expansive worlds, but as soon as they release it though, I'm gonna be going nuts over them. It'll be the first great one where it's like I'm gonna set out to get every single combination in every single rack because I love elk so much. So as soon as they add them, I'll be all over them. You keep snakes, Richard? That's interesting. What kind of snakes do you have? And if you want to tell us their names, you can as well, unless there's like a whole bunch of them. But that's really cool. I don't think I'll be keeping any snakes anytime soon, but that is still pretty interesting. I like that. You're fine, Micah. Like I said, let's switch up the subjects now and everything so that we can keep the chat happy and we can relate it to the Call of the Wild if you guys want to, but it doesn't need to be. Let's just keep the chat for the rest of the stream cheerful and about good things. If in my next stream, if you guys want to talk more about stuff, you can. All right, that'll work for that one. It's 17:54. I don't think we have enough time to check anything else. I'll tell you what. Let's actually run down here to this pond real quick. We should have time to check the other solo zone. Because if we can just do this during the grind and have enough time to check these two solo spots until they become little ones, then we wouldn't have to worry about anything. So let's go check this one out. For the pheasant grind, I just use the 243 soft points because I don't have to worry about the bullet drop like with the 22, and they just go defensive instead of fleeing anyways. Plus, the rounds are free. That is actually a very, very good idea, and I kind of wish I would have done that now that I think about it. However, I did the pheasant grind for it's been my longest grind on the channel, and I used full HM. I had so many diamonds. I never got an albino, but I got all the other rares. However, it took me 3,357. I think it was 3,357 kills before I got my great one to show up. So I had a lot of practice in 22, and I got so good with it that I could reliably hit 300-yard shots with 22. So I can't do it anymore because obviously I'm not in practice anymore. But Yeah, eventually I just didn't I wasn't too worried about it, but why didn't I ever think of that? I'm actually thinking about that right now, and I'm actually kind of wondering, why did I never think to do the 243? That's actually a really good idea. I think the other reason I did it was because of the semi-automatic, so that way if I had two birds side by side, I could just go pop pop. But that's actually a really good idea. If I go after the pheasants again, I may do the 243. That's actually a pretty good idea. I just never thought about it. Guys, yes, as Micah says, guys, we have only 6 more people until we hit 600. That is our sub goal at the moment. So please, if you guys have any friends or anything, please help me go ahead and reach those next 6 subscribers, guys. Make sure you guys like the stream if you're having fun. Subscribe to the channel and help us grow. We stream 3 days a week at 3 to 4 hours at a time, and I also play this game with you at the end of every single month. We do multiplayer streams on Call of the Wild at the end of every month. We will be doing that at the end of this month as well. So make sure that you guys are here for that if you're on PlayStation 4 or PS5, and I'll be more than happy to play with any of you. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it. You have a snake that lives in your backyard, and it's a giant black snake. My gosh, I walked up on one time, and I nearly peed my pants, man. I was at one of my family's farms, and they have a big farm pond down there, and I was on my way to go fishing. And between the house and the farm pond, I came across a big black snake that was in between the two of us. And I tell you what, I literally jumped. I probably could have jumped up to the moon. I got so scared of it. Oh, and I was so young too that I didn't back away slowly. I was lucky the snake didn't chase me, because whenever I saw that thing, I just turned tail and ran. And thankfully, it just stayed where it was. But sometimes snakes will chase you if you start running from them. So I got really lucky. But it was just a black snake anyway. So even if it would have bit me, infection is all I really have to worry about. But as a kid though, you see snakes as like a deadly creature no matter what kind it is. So that was a scary moment for me. You're not a fan of snakes? I don't like them in nature. Because they're scary in my opinion. I mean, I am scared of wild snakes, and I wouldn't want to hold one. And if someone had one like as a pet or something, just because I have a phobia of them in that way. But if they're in a cage, I actually do enjoy watching them. I can admire snakes from a distance, and I can admire them in a cage. I'm in the wild as long as they're not around me. If I just see one crawl across the field or something, that's totally fine. I just don't want to be near them because I do have a phobia of them. But other than that, though, it's I don't mind it. I think they're really, really interesting and neat creatures, and I think they need to be respected and taken care of. You have 3 ball pythons, Benji, Bruno, and Babe. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so let me rephrase. There are certain snakes that I think are absolutely adorable, and a ball python is one of them. One of my teachers had a pink one time in his class, and it was so tiny that it looked more like a lizard than a snake, and I absolutely loved that little thing. I never got to pet it or anything just because he never took it out of the cage. But yeah, that thing was adorable. So I gotta say that ball pythons are an exception. They're actually really pretty, and they're so tiny. I mean, they're adorable. Your papa used to pick rattlesnakes by the tail and toss them into the woods and to get them away from his dogs. Dude, why would man that? That's good. Your papa has a pair on him. Let me tell you that. I don't know if I'd ever be able to grab a snake at all, especially a rattlesnake, man. I mean, woof. You're literally risking your life grabbing a hold of a rattlesnake like that. But still, I mean, if he's that fearless, that's impressive. It's very impressive if he was that fearless, man. I can tell you guys one thing. The 25-06 looks like it's going to be the best gun in the new pack. I thought it would be the 500 because that thing is a powerhouse. And I'm extremely excited to use it. And I think it has one of the coolest reloads in the game because it just looks like you're just being so oomph with everything about it. But I gotta say, I love the fact that you can switch ammunition types. And it actually covers different classes of animals. I think that is absolutely incredible. And I'm actually really excited to take down something that actually hunt with those weapons. I think this next weapon pack is pun intended, an absolute banger. I think it's going to be a great weapon pack. Come on, great one. I'm ready for you. Guys, like I said, as soon as I get this great one, Mulie, I will be packing everything up, and SRP will be returning to multiplayer for you guys. I would like to try to keep the map at least a little bit herd managed, so that way you all can find some diamonds and stuff while you're out here. But Like I said, though, it could also up the chances of a great one. So if you guys ever find a great one on my map, please don't take it from me. Just let me know about it, and that way I can get it. But or super rares, obviously. But like I said, any level 4 rares and below, as long as it ain't gonna make diamond or has a chance to make diamond, and also any diamonds that you guys find are all yours. But yeah, I will be moving back to a ski ridge after this. I think a ski ridge is just prettier and it's more wide open, so I enjoy that grind a little bit better for the muleys. But I have thoroughly enjoyed Silver Ridge Peaks, and I think that anybody who does the grind on Silver Ridge is not going to regret it. I think it's a great grind. The map is beautiful, and yeah, it's a really nice change of pace from the snowy weather as well. Let's see if I can get this guy. I just need him to start walking for me. Got him. All right. Looks like my shot is starting to come back to me. Like I said, all of my streams, usually the first 30 minutes or so of the stream, my shot is kind of like here and there. And then as the stream goes on, I start getting better and better. So, hopefully that's what's going on now. Hopefully I can start making my shots count. Where did that guy die at? I probably have to use Duke. There he is. Yeah, Raven. It's just knowing what those snakes pack in their teeth. That's the reason why I can't even get myself to even think about grabbing them by the head. I do know that is a safe way to do it, but it's like if you don't know what you're doing, or if you have any fear at all, yeah, in my opinion, you're just setting yourself up for disaster. So I wouldn't risk it myself, especially with a rattlesnake. But that is still really impressive that he could do that. 2024 Christmas, I was walking up to the gate so I could check my cage trap to see if I had anything in there. And there was a snake right by the gate, and I did not know until I got to it. Oh, it's rough. My dad, one time, we had a cabin that we fixed up over on my papa's property, and that my dad found a snake that was in a little hole in the wall. I couldn't tell you what the hole was for, but the snake was in there. And anyways, so my dad had to get a broom handle and had to stick it through that hole in order to entice the snake to bite him or strike at the pole. And did I get that buck? Where'd you come from? Of course he's gonna turn as I gotta shoot him. I think I got both of those bucks a minute ago. I don't see the other one running. I got 2 bullets left. Come on, stop running. Tell me I got in there somewhere. No? Well, shoot. I thought I was going to be right behind the shoulder with that one. Guess not. Yeah, very true, Raven. And also, I don't usually kill snakes anyways, just because they can keep moss and stuff like that down too. So, in my opinion, I don't kill them. The only time a snake should be killed, in my opinion, is if it's eating, like if you have a farm and the snakes are attacking your animals, or if it's in your house. In my opinion, those are the only times that killing a snake is justified, in my opinion, because they really are vital to the community, to nature, and I respect animals, and I wouldn't do that to them. But yeah, that's a good point to make about them as well. Alright, let's go get this other buck. We're 959 kills in, guys. We're slowly approaching 1,000 kills. I'm hoping that the great one shows up before 1,000. But if he doesn't, then we're just going to keep on going until we get him. I do want a Silver Ridge Peak mule deer if I can get him to show up. I was really hoping that it was going to be a short grind like the a Ski Ridge one was. We got our first ever mule deer great one at 450 kills. So I was really hoping this one would be a short one too, but unfortunately it's going to be a little bit of a longer one, it seems. You've grabbed up gators? Oh man, that's awesome. That's impressive, Raven. Honestly, gators don't scare me as much as a snake does. I don't know why, but like seeing alligators, which I haven't been around many of them in my life where I'm in Kentucky. But like, I think that gators are just very impressive, and I enjoy, and they don't scare me nearly as much as a snake does, and I don't know why that is. Because I can't remember what it was for, Micah. I think it was a pipe that allowed ventilation in the house. It was a very old cabin that was made back in the '60s, and whenever we found that cabin in that on the property, my dad decided to renovate it. So all the rotten wood and stuff my dad replaced, and he also built some bunk beds and put in there. He brought in a brand new stove so we can cook inside. And there was a pipe that was jetting out from the wall, and Dad had to remove it so we wouldn't hit our heads on it, and that's where the hole was what it was formed. So as far as like what the legitimate reason for it was, I really couldn't tell you, but I think it had something to do with ventilation. I think it was like for the fireplace because they had two fireplaces in the house, and only one of them was reliable anymore. The other one was old and we didn't want to trust it, but we used the other one all the time. And yeah, that pipe was connected to the fireplace, so I think it had to do with some. I think it used to have a chimney or something like that, and it used to carry the smoke out of the house, and then they had to remove it at some point in its life. But yeah, that like I said, I don't really know what the use for the hole was in the wall, but it was connected to the fireplace. The only animal you're afraid of is mice. It makes sense that you enjoy snakes then, because it keeps the real scary stuff away. Yeah, I get that entirely. Oh gosh, my mom is a teacher, and one year, one of her other teacher friends decided to pull a prank on her. My mom is terrified of mice, so they got a fake mouse and tied it to a string. And in the middle of one of my mom's classes, they decided to make that mouse to come across her floor, and they had it on fishing lines. And and the teacher had ingeniously like put the fishing line like behind stuff, so my mom couldn't see it on the floor. And apparently right in the middle of one of her classes, he made that thing scurry across her floor while she was in the middle of a lecture, and she got so scared that she left the podium in the middle of the classroom and ran to her teacher desk and jumped into her chair. And apparently the whole class was dying laughing whenever the teacher walked in there to reveal that it was them that it was fake. And my mom said that she walked over there and slapped him on the shoulder like 2 or 3 times, saying, "How dare you scare me in the middle of the class?" Oh man, I wish I could have been there for that. But that was years ago. Yeah, I'll never forget that story. I wish I could have witnessed it myself. Yeah, that was a great story. You're playing Call of the Wild right now? What you doing on there, man? Are you just free roaming, or are you looking for? Are you grinding? That's another solo in a zone I don't want him in. Why do I keep getting bucks over here, man? I can't leave too many pretenders on my map. What did I hit? I didn't hit him. There must have been a tree there or something. Well, he's doing all kinds of crazy stuff now. Oh, come on. Stop zigzagging. Yeah, there's trees. That was right at him. I'll let him go for now. We'll try to get him again later. Alright, what's over here? There's our shooter. Yeah, so like, I used to have all these bucks, the bucks that are on the sides here. They used to be over there with all these animals, and they decided to move to different parts of the pond, which is very strange. They've never done that until just recently. Again, there's a lot of evidence right now that is pointing towards the idea that there could be a great one right now trying to work its way to the map. I'm hoping that we get him soon. Oh, you're just free roaming? Oh, that's awesome, man. What map are you on? And are you hunting for certain species or just whatever you find? Yeah, we have had a lot of people in chat today. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate it. For those of you who are having a fun time, make sure you guys come back tomorrow. We will be live again tomorrow from 3 until 7, so it'll be a 4-hour stream tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are enjoying the stream today, please make sure that you guys come back for tomorrow's stream. I'd really appreciate it. I think what we're going to do, I was hoping that we'd get the great one today, because if we got him today, I was going to start working on my roe deer tomorrow. So I already know that I'm going to be doing it on Tour de Chine. Well, they're going to die right on top of each other. That's handy. But yeah, we're going to be doing it on Tour de on Scotland. So if we get the great one today, then I am going to immediately bring this back to multiplayer. So I'll be pulling everything up today, and then at the end of the month we can come back here all together. But if we don't get him today, we're going to continue grinding tomorrow. So if we don't get the mule deer by the time the stream ends today, we're going to keep hammering him tomorrow. But I'm really hoping we get him today, because if we get him today, that means that I can pull everything up on Silver Ridge Peaks and then focus the entire stream tomorrow on the roe deer. Because do you guys know if they're going to, by the way, anybody in chat, do you guys know if they're getting a population reset? Because I don't think that Scarecrow or Flinter said that they did in today's videos. And I haven't seen anything, I don't think, on Discord, unless they've just recently posted something that I missed. But does anybody in chat know if the roe deer are getting a population reset or not? You're goose hunting for cash? I hear that, man. I wish you best of luck. I hope you get some rares and maybe some diamonds. They're not getting a population reset. That is such good news. So yeah, guys, as soon as I figure out, as soon as we get this great one, I'll be moving to the roe deer. And then next Tuesday, I'm going to try my best to make sure that I'm live streaming on that day. But depending on my wife's schedule, we might have to do it Monday or Wednesday. I do not know what my wife is working just yet next week, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to stream on Tuesday. Because whether we get this, honestly, probably what's going to happen, now that I know there's no population reset, what I might do off stream is actually start working on my roe deer. Is what I might start doing, probably even tonight. I'll probably start working on my roe deer and getting them, seeing how well I can shoot them and stuff. Where did this guy come from? Well, that's a solo, and he does not need to be here. I had a solo here recently, and it wasn't that big. That's interesting. Can't leave that one here. Is that another level 5 back there? No, it's a big level 4. Okay. Alrighty. See if I can get this guy to walk for us. I think I was a little bit too far back. Woo! Well, that guy sure did have a violent end. Golly. Did you guys see that guy's leg? Oh my gosh. That was hilarious death animation, man. His leg kicked up towards the sky, brother. Buddy, I am so sorry for that violent end to your life. My goodness. That's a way to make up for the shot, I guess. Golly. Did you guys see how that thing flailed? My goodness. That was hilarious. Talk about a mule kick. That was like a mule slide. A mule kicked into a death slide. That really was awesome, man. Oh, goodness. That has to be one of the top 10 death animations we've seen on the channel. That was great. Come on, great one. Show yourself, man. 968, guys. 968. I'm 32 kills away from 1,000. I hope we get him before then. Alright, it's 1742. So I'm going to use the remainder of the time to check a couple of solo zones real quick. I think this is how we're going to do the grind now, guys. Is that we're going to do 1 or 2 runs of the main zones, and then we're going to flip over and go look around the map for the other zones. With any extra time that we have. Because I want to make sure I stay on top of the solos. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a great one going to spawn in very soon. Because it's been like clockwork for the past couple of months that we've done this grind. And all of a sudden, this past week, on stream, I had a lot of bucks that decided to leave their regular zones and go somewhere else, and I've been having a lot of different fluctuations of trophy sizes. So I really do think that the great one is getting ready to show up anytime now. I really do believe that. I don't know how many more runs it's going to take, but I wouldn't say it's too many. Alrighty, we didn't get to see if we had a respawn down here, so let's go check this spot. Yeah, build fish catch. What have you been doing mainly on Call of the Wild, or you been playing other games? I appreciate you joining chat, by the way, today. It's nice to have some new people talking to me today. Yeah, I just want to know, are you mainly a grinder on Call of the Wild? Do you free roam most? Like, what's your play style, and what are you currently doing on the game? Or if you're doing something else, you can let us know about it. We are 968, Micah. We're currently at 968 kills. Let me refresh my stream real quick, everybody. It's been a little bit since I've refreshed it. Okay, so there is no bucks here. That's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that there would be at least some. Or at least see what the respawn of that one level 4 was. What was that? I think that's our respawn. I don't remember seeing a big level 3 over here. But I think that he's okay. I can't tell how big he is, to be honest. Yeah, I can't leave too many of these. Alrighty. I think it'd be worth going and getting the 4-wheeler for this one. You mostly grind. Just got my great one red deer last night, and I'm in the middle of a brutal moose grind. Oh, man. Congratulations on your great one, by the way. That is awesome. How many kills in were you, or do you count your kills? Also, what's going on with your moose grind? Why is it so brutal? I have one of every great one in the game except for the black bear, tar, and boar. I think those are the only 3 I don't have, but I have great ones of all the other ones. Unless I'm forgetting one, which I might be. But yeah, the black bear, the tar, and the wild boar, I don't have great ones of those because I just don't have any interest in those. But I do have at least one of all the others. Yeah, Scotland is an underrated map for the red deer, man. It is a very, very good map for red deer grinds. I don't grind the red deer anymore just because they don't have enough variation to make me want to hunt them. If they ever added more fur colors or more racks, I would be more inclined to hunt for them. It's just, to me, every great one red deer looks identical except for the size of the rack, and that's the reason why I don't grind them anymore. But I do have a great one red deer, and it's a small rack, and I got him at 1800 in the past. I got him off Sayawara. But the red deer itself is still my favorite antlered animal in the game, though. Their racks can just get so huge, and I'm hoping that Call of the Wild brings more antlers to them at some point in the future. I'm hoping we get some really big, thick, and wide ones added to the game as well, rather than just being tall and trashy looking, which those are still really pretty as well. But I'd like to see more girth and more width in the antlers in the future. Some really wide, great red deer would be really pretty. All right, it's 1800. Let's go ahead and reset time and do it again, people. Read your chat about geese. Let me see. You're goose hunting for cash. I read that one a minute ago. How many kills? I answered that one. Then you said fox, and now you're saying read my chat about geese. Which chat was it, Micah? Because the only one I see about geese is the one where you said you're goose hunting for cash, and I read that one out loud a little bit ago. Yeah, I don't see the other one. You might have to just tell me again. Let me run to this pond real quick and just see if there happens to be anything here. I doubt there will be, but sometimes I get a solo over here that I need to shoot. And sometimes the animals will stay an hour after their time, so we'll check it. Your moves are just inconsistent with respawns and have really low kills per hour rate. For me, the only maps that I would even recommend doing for the moose grind would be New England Mountains, because I think it's very underrated for moose, especially where they have very good respawns. At least in my experience, I'm hunting them on the rivers, and then also Medved and Revontuli. In my opinion, those are the three best maps for the moose. I don't know where you're doing your moose grind at, but I hope that they get better for you, man. I don't know what's going on with them. I can't see what your grind looks like, but what I'll tell you, the advice that I would give you is make sure that you're hunting at least 8 zones for your grind. So make sure that you have at least 8 8 locations you're actually hunting. And if you're not hunting 8 locations, then you need to add however many you need to get to 8, because that's going to make sure that your respawns are coming back, having enough time to respawn. Because sometimes the game can take 2 to 5 minutes to get your respawns to come back, and if it's not been more than that time, but since you left that zone, they're not going to be there. So make sure that you're hunting at least 8 zones, and if you are hunting 8 zones, but you have a couple of them that won't come back, then you might need to do like I did here on Silver Ridge, and you might have to add a 9th zone. Because I was getting done with my grind way too quick, and because of that, even though I was doing 8 zones, I could fly through them, and because I was getting done quicker than I intended, I wouldn't get some of those respawns back. So I had to add an extra zone to start hunting on, and now it's mostly fixed it for me. So that'd be the best advice I can give you towards fixing your respawns. And if you're estimating you're about 1,000 kills in, then hopefully it'll be here soon. I've only got one Great One Moose, but I do intend on going and getting more in the future. But my Great One came at 1,200 kills on the dot. So hopefully you'll get yours within the next few hundred kills. Most of the time, moose grinds are pretty short, so they don't usually exceed 2,000 kills. So I hope that you get yours soon, man. And if you think that you're near 1,000 kills, then it should be any time. Also, inconsistent respawns could also be a sign of a great one. So like for the first few hundred kills, if you were able to just constantly shoot your moose and everything was working fine, and now all of a sudden things seem to be weird, then yeah, that could be a sign that a great one is trying to spawn in as well. Again, don't get too excited because it's just a could be. But in my experience with Great One grinding, the 3 number 1 things that I look for a chance of a Great One coming to your map. Number 1 is respawns becoming very wacky compared to what they used to be. getting fluctuating level sizes. So like if you used to get like constantly level 4s, level 5s if you did HM, and then now all of a sudden you're getting like a huge flush of level 3s, level 2s, level 4s, level 5s. That could be a sign. And then obviously then the only other one I would think of is like a possible sign of a great one trying to show up is kind of like the same thing I just said, but instead of fluctuating sizes, it's like you just get a bunch of level 2s all the time. Sort of like when a diamond is getting ready to spawn in. Sometimes your zones will just get like a huge amount of like tiny animals, and yeah, that could be a sign of it. You're doing them on a ski, and I've added more main zones recently, and that's helped. It's just slow. It's just a slow grind in general. You think? I mean, that is possible, but it also could be the zones that you're in. You could be shooting solo zones and without realizing it. So, like in the future, whenever I do my moose Great One guide, I'm going to be explaining this to you all because moose tend to be the only animal that I see that does this. But sometimes your moose, even though they're what I consider a constant like animal where they're always going to be in the same place, sometimes they can bounce to a pawn that's next to you and act like a solo whenever they're really just going to those same two locations over and over again. So let's put it this way: let's say that you have your 8 zones in a big circle, and then 2 zones are kind of side by side. You could come to if you notice that you have two moose there when you used to only have one, and then you shoot both of them, and the next thing you know, your other zone now has its moose back, even though that hasn't been there in a couple of runs. That moose has been bouncing between those 2 zones, even though he's not a solo because he's not going all over the place, but he's rather just bouncing between just 2 or 3 different pawns. And that could be what's going on. Is you could be just reshooting the same deer over and over again and not even realizing it. So yeah, like I said, I'll make it make more sense whenever I have an actual like picture to show you guys on screen. But yeah, moose and I believe mule deer do it at times too, but not very much. So I would say that moose can definitely bounce at times. So you could just be dealing with a bunch of solos, or then again, you could have a moose that just doesn't. That's like undecisive, as I call them, where it's like he's always at the same 2 pawns, but he bounces. Honestly, I just hope that the game does not give me a corkscrew rack or a velvet rack. I've put a lot of time into Silver Ridge, and I'm really wanting either the heart rack now or the drop time, which is the number 1. I'm a big fool for kickers and drop times, so the drop time rack for the mule deer is what I'm wanting the most off of Silver Ridge. But if the game gives me one of the ones I don't really care too much for, I'll still be happy that I got it. But I'll probably end up putting it in either my free roam lodge or my wonky lodge rather than my main lodge. Because my main lodge, I'm wanting to have my favorite great ones in. Where'd you go? There he is. No, not you. Him. And nope. I thought he was gonna go between those 2 trees. That's okay. I think we have no choice but just to go with the 1 this time. There's way too many animals over there for me to be able to let a bullet fly without worrying I'm gonna hit something else. Your chat must be held. It shouldn't be. Micah, I'm gonna read to you like where from the last thing I seen. So I'm scrolling up right now and I see I am free roaming. The next one I got is yep. And then it goes I am goose hunting for cash. How many kills? And then you said fox. Read my chat about geese. And then I have my chat must be held. So either your chat just simply didn't come through because, like I said, YouTube is having some bugs right now where sometimes chats are not being sent. So you may just have to retype it and send it again because I don't know. I don't think it's being held. It shouldn't be, at least. I don't have anything on my channel that should make it that way. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, so one of these so 2 of them came back as little guys, and 1 of them came back as a shooter. So we'll take the shooter to this time around. I really would like at least another one. Which one's bigger? 180, they're identical. Are you serious? All right then. I don't know which one is a solo. One of these is a solo, and one of these is my other regular buck. Crap, man. Double jeopardy. Do I shoot one and get and hope that it's the normal one, and that way I get 2 back? Or do I leave these guys just to help with HM? I think I'm gonna... Oh, this is level 3. That's a level 3, so I'm actually gonna shoot him. Never mind. Okay, we're good. I'll let their size determine which one I shoot, because that one was level 3. I thought they were both level 2s. That was my bad. Alrighty then. I feel better about it. That way, if he leaves, at least I know the other one is my solo. Or my regular one, at least. It will not show. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Micah. There's either some way that you're wording it that YouTube is thinking that it needs to be censored for some reason, and that's why it's not showing it. Or for whatever reason, it's just bugging out and not sending it for some reason. So I don't know. I can't really do anything about it, and I apologize. If you want to go to the community tab real quick, Micah, and then see if it'll let you post it on the community tab, I can try to read it real quick, because I'll get the notification. So if you want to go to the community tab and leave it on there, my phone will show me when you have it posted, and I can just reply to you then. If you get a chance, a black bear grind on SRP is a blast. I got the map managed and you got a super rare and a great one in just about 2 weeks. Yeah, the black bear is one of those that's kind of up in the air for me. I don't know what it is about it. It's just not very appealing to me. I think the black bear is an amazing, great one, and I am intrigued by them. But like I said, I prefer Silver Ridge Peaks as a free roaming map rather than a grinding map. In my opinion, I just wanted to get a mule deer off of it because I think the map is gorgeous, and I wanted to get a muley. But I don't know. The mule deer is kind of up in the air. I mean, the bear is up in the air for me, and I may decide to get one in the future. I just don't know if I will. Like I said, that's kind of a great one where it's like I'm just kind of in between about it. I think the great one itself is awesome, but a lot of the grinds are very long. The black bear tends to be a long grind for most people, like exceeding 1,000 kills every time. So that's the main reason why I'm not really turned on by the bears, because I know that it's a more difficult grind. The grind itself is easy, like especially on Silver Ridge Peaks, but as far as the kill counts, usually they're pretty long. So I don't know. I may do it in the future though. Like I said, it is a great one that does intrigue me. It's just I have other great ones that I would rather get first. So we'll try to worry about the roe deer, and then after the roe deer, I might go to a black bear grind, but I'm not sure. I kind of just like leaving SRP as a map to free roam on myself. But like I said, it's not to say that I will never do it. I'm just not sure if I will. I don't know why, but I can't go to the community tab. It won't let me. It doesn't show. I don't know why. I'll have to ask my mom if she can fix it. Okay. So what you should do, you should be able to find it. Mike, I don't know why it ain't popping up for you, but all you have to do is go to my channel on YouTube and actually go to the channel itself. You can't just click on my name and then it shows you like certain things. You have to make sure that you actually go to my channel. And then you should see a button that says visit community or something along those lines. All right, we got both bucks back, so that's really good. Let's go ahead and pop this guy since he's giving us the best shots. And then I'm going to see if I can't get his brother over here. Alright, heart shot. That's perfect. Got both of our bucks back at this zone, so hopefully they'll stay here this time. Because I used to have two shooters here all the time, so I'm hoping that this is a sign that they're finally back. It could be, Micah. I'm not aware if there's an age limit for the community. But I'll try to check into it after the stream today, okay? So I'll do some searching and stuff on YouTube and try to see if there's an age limit for a community tab. But there shouldn't be. I haven't seen anything on the age limit. That's what my full intention was, is to have the community tab for everybody, whereas the Discord is for people that are 13 and above. But I'll do some research for you and see if I can find out what's going on, alright? Let's see. Try to get this one first. What? How did they hit the other one? How in the world did that even happen? I don't know if it'll kill any of those, though, so I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna keep an eye on that spot and see if we get pressure. Those were 3 shots, and I think they'll kill them, but we'll have to go back and track them later. The super rare bear I got was a cinnamon bear that scored directly on the diamond requirement. Oh my gosh, that is so close. Yeah, for me, build. The thing about me is that I've nearly 4,000 hours in this game. I think I'm like 3,900 and like 70 something. I believe is how many hours I have in the game. And I use full HM, like full herd management, in all my grinds. And I've been grinding since 2021. I have never even laid eyes on a rare animal that could make diamond. I've had one level below. Like I've had whitetails that are gold rares, that had a chance to make diamond and didn't. And I've had other animals do the same thing, where like they had a chance at it. But I've never seen like a max level animal that was a rare color. I've never even laid eyes on one on my file, which is very strange for me. I have my gold rares and below, and I have diamonds galore, but I've never seen an actual super rare like in front of me on my profile. That is the one trophy that I want more than even a great one right now. And I would like for it to be an antlered animal if I could choose like what my super rare could be. Any antlered animal would be fine with me, but yeah, I've never even laid eyes on one. I've been very, very unlucky with super rares. What's up, Ray? What's up, Zero? Welcome back. I think you're saying you're home. That's awesome. I'm glad to see you can make it to the stream. Just waiting on a great one to show up. Probably have to go tracking some animals here in a minute. Let me see. Yeah, I think we got all 3 of those bucks. We'll have to go track them in a minute. I'm wanting to get through all my zones first. If we find a great one, I'm just not going to worry about them. Big level 4. Alright, what do we got over here today? Little level 2. There's our other shooter. Of course, the ones that we need have their backs turned on us. I think it's time for a 22 trick. Alrighty. Get that one in there. See if I can get him to stop running. I think I shot above him. Oh, I thought he was going to walk again. Is he going to give us a second chance? And we made it count. Alright, good. It's all that matters. As long as you make your second shot count, everything's fine. Today has been chaos. I'm glad to be home. Oh, I hear that. My wife has been having a time at her job here lately, so I get you. I'm glad that you're home, able to take it easy. You have 10 great ones with 2 super trolls, and 2 super rares. And the lamest super rare possible, the dark gray wolf. Honestly, I'd still be happy even with the dark gray, but to me, I don't think that dark gray should be a rare. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't think it's unique enough to be a rare. I think that they should make that one an uncommon. Whereas all the other ones for the wolves are great. The red brown is just, I mean, that one could be uncommon too, in my opinion, the red brown variation, but it is redder than the normal brown. And it does look a little bit more unique, so I could understand that one. But yeah, the dark gray wolf, in my opinion, that one should just be an uncommon. It looks like any other wolf, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know why it's been so hard on me to get a super rare, man. And I told everybody that I'm not one to cry, like, at all. But if I find a super rare that is guaranteed super rare on my maps, and it's an animal that I want, you guys will probably hear a 30-year-old man cry on stream. Like, you guys probably will hear a 30-year-old man cry. So, Because it's been, I mean, imagine going 4,000 hours as an avid grinder with full herd management, diamonds galore, rares galore, but have never even laid eyes on a super rare, and then the game finally gives you one after all the great ones you've gotten and everything. Yeah, that's going to be an extremely emotional moment for me on the channel, I believe, whenever that happens. But I am looking forward to it, and I'm whenever the game finally does decide to drop a super rare in my lap, I'm going to be tickled to death. More than tickled, honestly. Where's that zone at? It's over here. Alright, guys, we gotta do something boring real quick. We gotta go and check that. We gotta go find these other bucks. I'm pretty sure we accidentally shot one HM buck, and then we shot the other two that I meant to hit. So, we might end up with 3 bucks that need to be shot, but that's fine. It's just more numbers for the time being, I guess. But we do gotta go find these guys. Alright, Duke. Time to get started, buddy. Oh, push it too many times. There we go. Oh, one's right here. Well, that one decided to come back. That was awful nice of him. So now we only got the other 2. Hopefully they all decided to come back. That'd be nice if they're all closer than we think. What time is it in the game right now? 17:39, or was that 20? Hang on, was that 20 or 30? Oh, it's a 40. Okay, so yeah, we still have time for solos. Yeah, we actually shot that one. There's our other buck. Wait, why are these guys just standing here? Hello? I didn't even get to see what that was. Oh, that's a bighorn. Why are you guys just standing around? Are you guys like mourning your loss? That's actually pretty sad. Well, don't mind me, guys. I'm just gonna grab this buck real quick, and then I'll be on my way. What was his score? I meant to check. 282. Yeah, so he didn't make diamond. Alright. Yeah, that one buck, he was pretty big. I wanted to make sure that he didn't make diamond. Let's see. I think we're gonna go down here and check this pond out. I gotta stay on top of my solos, guys, so at the end of every run, we're gonna go check the solo bucks. Because I fly through my main zones, and it always leaves me with extra time, so there's no reason for me to not check the solos. Let's go, great one. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go, great one. Oh, I'm at the wrong... Yeah, I'm at the wrong one. I always do that. I always think this pond is that pond. My bad. I meant to go over here, guys. But yeah, my HM was completed on this map. I had it taught and everything, and then for whatever reason last week, the game just decided to give me more solos. So now I'm having to remanage the map a little bit. I don't know why it did that, but some of my zones ended up losing bucks, and some of my zones ended up gaining them. And then the pawns that I had tightly herd managed decided that they didn't want their bucks on them anymore, so they pushed them somewhere else. Yeah, I'll check this pawn and then the one that's up above the cabin, and then after that we should be able to reset time and go through the main zones again. Also, guys, please don't forget, if you guys are new to the channel and having fun being here today, please make sure that you guys like the video for me. It is absolutely free, and it really helps us out. It shares my channel amongst 50 shares through YouTube per like button hit. So please make sure that you guys hit that like button. It's a big help to the channel. Also, make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see more of these streams. We stream 3 days a week at 3 to 4 hours apiece, and I really appreciate your help. We're trying to get to 600 subscribers, maybe even break 1,000 this year. That would be amazing. If I could choose my super rare, though, like, if somebody literally said, okay, the game's going to give you a super rare and set amount of kills, what species would you want? I am not going to lie. If I could choose, I really don't know exactly what I would want, because I wouldn't want to be that picky. But I would probably say that I would want the Mosaic Mulie. Is probably what I would choose. If I could choose my great one, I would say Mosaic Mule Deer would be my #1 hope. These animals are going to be spooked. I don't even know what I'm doing. I was going to go up there and check that pond, but they would have been spooked already with the 4-wheeler. So we'll just skip that one. I think I'm going to go up here and shoot that level 3. I know earlier I said I was going to leave it, but I really just don't want to leave it. There's a couple of bucks up here, honestly, that needs to be shot. Yeah, sometimes I can get solos over here on this pond, and I meant to check it before I went up here to this one. But didn't get to do so, unfortunately. I will say, though, I hope that what they're going to do this year with the great ones is I hope they're going to go little big, little big. Where this last great one is going to be a small species, where it's the roe deer, I'm really hoping that the next one is going to be a big game species. And again, my fingers are double and triple crossed that it's the Rocky Mountain elk specifically, but I'll also be extremely happy with the Roosevelt or the Manitoban. And if it can't be an elk species, I'm really hoping for a caribou or reindeer. I would love to do caribou on Yukon, but I also would love to do reindeer on a Medved. So yeah, any one of those two is my second option. And then if I had to choose a predator species, I would love to see a remaster of the a grizzly bear, and I would love to see a great one grizzly. And because I would definitely go after those in a heartbeat. And then also the lion. I think a lion great one would be amazing as well. So that's on my wish list. That was a little bit low there. Really? How was that not an intestine shot at the least? Well, I have no idea. As they used to say on Deer Hunter 4 and Deer Hunter 5, you're gonna be tracking that one. Oh well, let's just see where he goes, and I'll put a waypoint on him. I think he's dead up in here. We'll have to go find that guy. Yeah, these are all solos that didn't used to be here. But I really can't shoot anything else. That's too much pressure. I think that I am just going to take these two. I'm too worried that if I shoot a third one, it's going to destroy my zones. So I'm just going to leave it. I'll leave it as those. We'll shoot the other ones later. Oh yeah, the Rocky Mountain elk is my favorite big game North American animal. So yeah, I would love to see the antlers get a remaster. I think they need to be thicker, wider, and also the animal itself, in my opinion, in the game needs to be buffed. I think it's a little bit small bodied, in my personal opinion, I think that the Rocky Mountain elks in this game, I think the bodies need to be a little bit bigger. And then also the racks need to have more variety. They need to have some really big wide racks. They need to have some that start lower on the brow tines rather than way up high. The ones that we have in game today is not bad. But they just need to be thicker. The antlers need to look a little bit better. So yeah, I would love a remaster if they bring it to the game. And I will be all over those things if they come to the game. I've only ever done like one and done on my channel, like where I got one great one of the top and then moved on to a different one, except for the whitetail and fallow, which I got 3 whitetails and now I'm trying to work on my 3rd fallow. But it's been taking a back seat from the mule deer, obviously. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I've never had like a species where right off the bat I wanted to get multiples of them, and I do believe the elk would be the very first one that would do that for me on the channel. I'm happy with duplicates. I'm always really happy to grind for them and get multiples, but I don't like go out of my way to do that, if that makes sense. I'm somebody who basically just takes what the game wants to give me, and then if I'm tired of the grind, I'll move on to something different. This guy should be dead right up here somewhere. There he is. Yeah, all these ponds that we're checking right now used to be herd managed. And for whatever reason, the game has just decided to just make it to where it's not so anymore. So, it's been kind of annoying to me to have to redo my entire map. Or not entire map, but a few of the ponds that used to be completely managed. Alright, let's reset time and get back to the main grind. We got about an hour and 10 minutes left, everybody. My wife will be getting off work here in about 10 minutes, and then she's going to go to the doctor. And I'm going to be getting off at 6 either way, but if she doesn't call me by the time 6 o'clock rolls around, we'll try to go further if we can. I'm not sure how long she'll be in the doctor's office, but she did tell me that if it exceeds 6 o'clock that I can just stream until she calls me. So, we'll have to see what happens. $985 kills in, guys. Oh man, Bill, that would have been amazing. Dude, I love elk in general. I've only ever went hunting for them one time, and it was about 4 years ago. And it was here in Kentucky, and if you know, they released elk into Kentucky in 2010, and they opened up hunting in that year too, and people were finding elk everywhere. And for the next like 2 or 3 years, Kentucky was actually one of the hot spots for elk hunting. So I put into the lottery, the drawing, a few years ago, and I actually ended up winning. Sadly, since 2010, the elk population has dove dramatically in Kentucky, and it's very hard to even find them anymore. So I was unaware of this, and we spent most of our time just driving and looking for sign, because we would get up in the mornings, we would go to some of the most popular places, and we would call for the elk, and we would just never hear a thing. So we decided to just go, let's take a drive and try to see if we could find some sign somewhere. So that way we could try to call from the road and see if we could hear anything, or see if we could find a spot to actually sit and still hunt in the next morning. And yeah, we never found hardly any sign. We drove back roads, we drove the main roads, but I did get drawn. Honestly, people told me that the area I got drawn for was actually the worst area that we could have been put in for elk, which was really sad. Because you know, it was my first experience, and sadly I got drawn for zone number 4. And zone 4, apparently, they said it hasn't had very many elk in it for years. But most of the zones you want to be in is like zone 2 or 3, apparently. And one of those zones you have to pay extra money to have a chance to hunt in them. And I didn't want to pay extra money just for a chance to hunt in a zone. So yeah, that was rough. It was rough. I spent the entire 2 weeks that I had just basically driving in the truck. And never found any sign, never saw any elk. We had one little bugle that answered us one morning, and we were in a different location, but we had a small elk, and we could tell by the way he was bugling that he was young, And we have one that was actually responding to us, but sadly he did not decide to come in, and he was on someone else's property, so we couldn't cross the fence to go find him. And yeah, we were hoping that we'd be able to get him to at least come into sight, because the property owner, they know that people like to elk hunt in that time of the year, but they have a rule, and it's that we have to lay eyes on the elk from the other side of the property line before we're allowed to hunt. So if we could have at least seen that elk, we would have been able to shoot him, and the property owner would have let us come over to the land to pick him up. Sadly, he just never came in, so we couldn't shoot it. It was rough, to say the least. But I am hoping that before I die, there's a lot of different fish that I would love to catch out of the ocean before I die. There's a lot of animals I would love to hunt. Of course, I'm not going to be able to do all of them by the time my life ends. But I'm hoping at some point in my future I can make it to Colorado or Wyoming or somewhere that's really popular for the elk, and I'm hoping I'll get to do another elk hunt in those areas. And yeah, I'm just hoping that in my life at some point I'll be able to actually go elk hunting and actually have a really good elk hunt. Now that guy could make diamonds, so I'm not going to risk it. Any of these big level 4s like this that has a chance to make diamonds, I always shoot with the 308 just in case. Because you never know. Alrighty, let's try to get him next. Oh, I got him. That's all that matters. Alright, where's the other one? Nope, not you. There. There's number 3. See if I can get him to start walking for us. I really don't want to shoot him on the run. Okay, he's going to go out of render. That's fine. We'll take the 2. I am fine with that. 988 in, guys. Buddy, I am so jealous, Build. I am so jealous. Like I said, I would do pretty much anything if it meant I could go Rocky Mountain elk hunting. I mean, I would absolutely just love to go on a trip and try to get one. Like I said, I just don't have the money or means of getting there. So, fingers double, triple, quadruple crossed that at some point in my life I'll be able to take a trip somewhere and be able to get a really good elk hunt. If not, then I'm at least hoping that I can go to Florida at some point or somewhere along the ocean line, and I'm hoping to go blue marlin fishing as well. I would love to catch a blue marlin. I would also love to catch a Goliath grouper. Tarpon would be something I would absolutely love to catch. And yeah, then I'd also like to catch maybe a bull shark. He didn't make diamond, but that's fine. But yeah, those are like amongst just a few of the fish species that I would love to catch from the ocean before I pass away. I have a really big bucket list of different animals that I would love to hunt and fish for. Duke, I haven't given you a treat all day, and you've been helping us out so good. Come here, buddy. Come here. Yep, stop right there. There you go, buddy. There you go, my friend. You've been doing so good. Yeah. Thank you for your help today, my friend. I appreciate you. Alrighty. Let's move on. Gotta say thanks to your dogs, guys. If you like using dogs in hunting games, always make sure you're treating them like you would in real life. At least that's my take on it. You don't have to, obviously, they're a video game animal, but I like to be immersed that way. Pretend like they're real. In the game, of course, not in real life. You're going on a fishing trip in Hawaii, Micah? My goodness, I'm jealous. I would love that as well. I would love to catch mahi. A mahi would be a lot of fun. A mahi, a wahoo. There's a lot of stuff that I would love to catch in Hawaii. I am jealous, man. Okay. Apparently that was not a very good hit. Oh, come on. Stand still. Well, he's gonna die. Oh, well.
Tarpon would be crazy. I'm moving out to the end of, at the end of the year, so this year I'm going to be in the Alpine Lakes, checking off bucket list fish there. Oh man, I wish, man, I wish. What's my personal best largemouth? 8 pounds. I've only ever caught one that big one time in my life, and we was going to tax him, but we did not find the taxidermist until like 3 years after we had him in the freezer. And when we took him out, he had shrunk from an 8-pound fish down to a 4-pound fish. So I didn't get to tax him, but I still have the picture of him. But yeah, my biggest largemouth I've caught in my life was 8 pounds. I caught him out of a farm pond on a really teeny tiny rapala. I was trying to bluegill fish, and I ended up getting hung in the moss, or at least that's what I thought. And it started pulling, and immediately sounded like somebody threw a brick in the water. And I'd actually killed a deer that morning. My dad and my uncle were actually skinning a doe that I had shot that morning, and because I was a little kid, I was about 11 years old. I thought we had a rare there for a minute. That looked red. But I was about 11 years old, and I had just shot a small doe, and my dad and my Uncle Gene were skinning everything, and I ended up hooking him, and I fought him on a bluegill rig, so I had to be really careful. But I had a lot of experience even at that age fishing. My dad taught me well, and I ended up landing him. I grabbed him by the mouth, and actually the ground gave way underneath my feet, and I slid right in the pond with him. I ended up hip deep in the pond, but I held on to him with dear life. I was not going to lose that bass, and I pulled him up, and I told Dad, I said, well, there's something we can mount this year, and my dad just started cracking up at me. And like I said, 3 years later, we finally found a taxidermist, but he had shrunk in the freezer, so I didn't get to keep him. But yeah, I've caught a lot of 5-pound bass. I've caught 4-pounders. I'm sure that I've caught at least one 6-pound largemouth at one point. All out of farm ponds. I'm out of lakes. The biggest lake bass that I've caught was 3.5 pounds. And then my biggest smallmouth out of a lake, I actually should have mounted him, and he was about 7.5. Maybe bigger. Yeah, I've caught a lot of big fish in my lifetime. My biggest fish in general that I've caught in my life was actually a striped bass, and I caught him. He was 36 inches long and 18.5 pounds. That's been my biggest fish that I've caught in my lifetime. But don't mistake it though. I have caught a lot of big fish in my life. I have caught a lot of big fish in my lifetime. Dude, come on. I'm out of ammo. That figures. Well, we're going to be tracking that one, unfortunately. We'll track him later, though. I don't feel like tracking him right now. We'll come back to this pond. 990, guys. Only 10 more kills left, and we broke 1,000 kills. Golly, Colton, that's a beautiful bass, man. 9-pound largemouth, that's awesome. Honestly, though, Bill, that's still a really good bass, though, man. Especially on a buzzbait, that's actually really good. But yeah, striped bass and walleye. The only fish that I have on my wall is a walleye that I caught back in 2006, I believe, and he was 8 pounds and 28 inches, or excuse me, 27 inches and 8 pounds. That's how big my walleye was, and I caught him on a bottom bouncer in 2006. Right in the middle of the day. You fell asleep. Hey, that's fine. Hopefully it just means that my stream is so relaxing that it makes you want to fall asleep, and it ain't so boring that it makes you fall asleep. I hope it's the first and not the latter. Guys, also I wanted to tell you all that you guys do have a surprise video coming out. We actually got another Fishing Planet video that will be coming out later this evening. It's just a battle that I had last night. but I finally caught a unique striper on the game. I was actually fishing for a sturgeon because I really want to level up so I can fish on the ocean maps. And I'm finally level 60, by the way. But yeah, I was fishing for sturgeon, and then at the same time I was casting a crankbait for stripers, and I ended up getting a unique striper. So that video will be coming out to you guys this evening, is about an hour after the stream ends. So the stream will end at 6, and then the video will come out at 7. Unless we get the great one. If we get a great one, Mulie, obviously that's gonna take the spot. And I'll release the fish video tomorrow. But if no great one shows up, then you guys will get a Fishing Planet video tonight. Keep in mind that it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning whenever I caught him. So I had to whisper, but I tried to put some subtitles in there for you guys. Though I only spoke, I think, like twice. I whispered to you all because I couldn't really talk loud. Everybody was asleep at my house. Grab that guy. And grab you. Dude, I just want a mosaic buck. I want a big level 4 or obviously a super rare mosaic. The mosaic is my favorite rare of the mule deers. So I really hope that I get one of them. Dude, where's my other shooter at? I think my other shooter has came back as a little guy. This is the first run where we have not seen the second buck over here. So I am not going to shoot one of the level 2s just yet. But if I ever have a buck that disappears, I always give him about 2 to 3 runs before I'll actually shoot one of the little ones again. Because that either means that we just simply don't have his respawn at the moment, and he's stuck in limbo, as I call it. Or it could mean that he came back as one of these little guys. So I'll give it about 2 or 3 more runs of just shooting this single buck before I shoot one of the little ones. Just to make sure. And if you guys include my last couple of kills that we have not tracked just yet, we're currently at 998. Man, a 9,000 grind. Could you imagine that if you went 9,000 kills into a grind? I'd probably give up, man. I'd probably say it ain't happening. I can't believe that our run is going to end at 999. This last buck here is going to be 999 kills. I thought for sure we'd break 1,000 this time around. We got a solo down there at least. I'm going to shoot the big one in hopes that the other one is a solo, because if that little level 2 is a solo, that's going to help us out with our HM. Perfect. D-Train ASMR, yeah, I know. Me and my loud voice, yeah, I doubt that I'm a good ASMR person. I'm too loud. I'm too loud and energetic for that. But you never know. You're going to try to catch an Arctic grayling, tiger trout, golden trout this year. Those are the big on your bucket list, dude. Those are beautiful fish. If you do catch them and you want to take some selfies of them in your hands or something like that, if you don't want your face to be in the picture, if you want to join our Discord, you're more than welcome to. It's under the description on my channel, and you can just join anytime. And you can put it in the IRL trophies section if you want to. I would love to see your trophies later if you get any of them. All right, we got 733. We need to actually spend the time tracking. That's right. So let's go back over here and track these guys. And then we will track, because we have one here that we need to track, and then we got the other one that I need to go and track on the other pond, and I think that's it. And then we got one here, and then one on a different pond, and then we'll be good. Come on, Duke. Duke, come on! Quit standing around. We gotta go, buddy. Don't give me that look. You do as you're told. Come here. Come here. Duke. Don't make me regret giving you that cookie earlier. Yeah, that's right. You better come over here, boy. Alright. Let's get to work, man. Let's go find him. D-Train don't sleep. I do too. I don't need a whole lot of it because of my ADHD. Makes it to where I'm pretty energetic most days, even without very much sleep. But yes, I do sleep. Oh, when you whisper, your voice sounds like you have strep throat. Hopefully, you ain't getting sick. It's really bad this time of the year, though. I think the pollen count in Kentucky right now, especially in my area, is very high. There's a lot of people going to the doctor's offices right now. There's apparently a lot of sinus infections going on and stuff like that. So it's rough in my area. Why am I up so late? Because I'm a night owl. I am somebody that has done that my entire life. I'm just someone who enjoys being up in the early afternoon all the way through the late early in the morning hours. So I usually go to sleep. 3 o'clock is the usual time for me at night whenever I lay down in bed. That's why some of you guys that are in Discord, if you guys look at the timestamps, you guys will see that sometimes I respond to you guys at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's because I just happen to be awake at that time. So I checked Discord before I went to bed. So yeah, I usually cut myself off of games around 3 o'clock. Unless it's on a Friday night because then I allow myself till 4 on Friday nights. But yeah, every other night throughout the week though, that's what I usually do. Oh crap. Well, at least I hit him. And at least he's going down. That's fine. Well, I guess we're gonna go over here and grab this one then. 1,000 kills, guys. We just broke 1,000 kills with that buck. I'm hoping that a great one is gonna show up soon, man. My map has not been acting normal. We're over 1,000 kills now since we started this grind a couple months ago. I am ready for it to come to an end. I'm ready to get back to a ski ridge to do more of these grinds on a different map. Like I said, we're not going to do a mule deer grind next. We've already got 2 muleys, so I think what we're going to do is we might still do a mule deer grind. I'm not sure, but obviously the roe deer is next, and I try to have at least 2 or 3 grinds going. So I think what we're going to do this upcoming time is we're going to work towards our 3rd fallow deer, and final fallow deer, may I add. And then after we get the fallow deer, we will then switch over to something brand new. So we'll figure it out. You're up until 2 a.m. most days because I work nights. I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. I mean, of course Duke is bugged out. Why wouldn't he be? He always gets bugged at this spot. But yeah, I've just been doing that since I was a kid, man. I've always been somebody to stay up until about 3 o'clock in the morning and then go to sleep and then wake up around 12 in the afternoon. It's just the way I've always been. I did not mean to summon my 4-wheeler. I meant to summon my dog. There, now he should be working. Alright, last buck we got to track before we reset time again. I do believe by the time we get this buck, there will not be time to check solo zones. So we'll probably just go ahead and reset time and just do another main grind. Or maybe we might actually reset time and then check the solo zones first. We've only got 2 pawns to check, so shouldn't be that hard. We got a pawn at the bottom and a pawn at the top that we got to check, and that's it. The rest of my zones, I think, are pretty well managed again. I'm coming, Duke. Buddy, you got 4 legs. I've only got 2 here, okay? Chill. I know you're excited, just like any other dog would be, but, I mean, seriously. We're going to find him. Where'd you fall, buddy? Where'd you fall? Dude, I don't know why my ADHD brain makes up random stuff, but all I can hear right now is, where'd you come from? Where'd you go? When am I going to get the Great One Row? I don't know why I'm hearing that. Where'd you come from? Where did you go? When am I going to get the Great One Row? I don't know. I don't know why my brain makes up stuff, man. ADHD at its finest. I don't know if that's funny or cringe or what, but it was in my mind. And I felt like I should just share. Alright, there we go. We got them all. Let's see. We may have time to check a solo zone or two. It's a little bit late in the evening, but we can check it. I don't have Discord, but whenever I can catch those fish, I'll probably upload them to my channel. And if I catch a stream around then, I'll let you know. Okay, sounds good. That's catchy? Yeah. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? When am I going to get the Great One Row? Yeah, I guess it is catchy. Cotton Eye Joe is where I'm getting that from. I'm telling you, my brain just makes stuff up all the time that entertains me. Alright, let's reset time. We're going to check 3 different ponds, and then we're going to move over to our main grind. So we should have time to, without resetting time, to actually go to my other zones and check them. Let the map load in first. Okay. So first place I'm going to check is this pond up here. Like I said, it's very rare, but I do get some solos up here from time to time. So we're just going to hoof it up here real quick and see if we have any solo bucks. If not, then I'll come back here and grab the 4-wheeler. We're only going to check this pond, that pond, and this pond. Because I think that's all the ponds left, if I ain't mistaken, that we haven't hit today. Or that we haven't fixed today, rather. It's so annoying, man, that my map decided to do this to me as well. My map was completely and utterly herd managed, and then within the last couple of weeks, I've just randomly got solos or bucks that decided to move ponds. I don't know why the game did that, but... Alright, Build, I appreciate you joining the chat today, man. It's been a pleasure having you. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow during tomorrow's stream. Like I said, we'll be live from 3 until 7 tomorrow. We'll still be going after the mule deer, or if we get him tonight, then we'll be switching over to get the roe deer stuff set up. So, hopefully we'll see you then, man. Appreciate you. Oh. Yep, we got a solo. Luckily, it's just a little level 2, though, so that's fine, actually. But it's a good thing I decided to come up here and check. I think he's the only one. Like I said, this is completely a solo pond for me. I've never had like a normal group here. So, yeah, he has to be the only one that was here. Alright, well, we can leave him. So let's go back and grab the 4-wheeler. Because I ain't going to run the rest of the way up there. Your dogs say hi. Well, hello, puppies. Hope you're doing well. Guys, for those of you who are wanting to be active in the chat, what Great One do you guys think I'm going to get off from SRP? If you guys could take a guess, how many kills in do you think that will be? And what combination do you think it's going to give? We're at 1,000 kills even right now. So what do you guys think that we're going to get? Personally, I'm always going to be hoping for the double drop time, but I'm happy with anything as long as it isn't the corkscrew or velvet. Dusky Drift, a heart racket with 1,100 kills, 1,200 double drop time Milky Way. Oh, dude. Either one of them would be amazing. Either one of them would be amazing. I mean, honestly, I would default to the double drop time just because that's my number one favorite rack for the muleys. But I mean, hey, I will definitely take the other one too. The heart rack is also really good. 1123 heart rack Milky Way, that'd be beautiful. I'd love that too. What's up, Greeno Marshall? Welcome to the chat, man. Hope you're doing well. We're just currently trying to get the Great One off Silver Ridge Peaks. We just broke 1,000 kills a few minutes ago. We're checking them. We're We're checking 2 more solo pawns, and then we'll be moving back to the main grind. We should be close to a great one because my map has not been acting normal. I had my whole entire map herd managed for like almost 2 months now. And then over the course of last week, I've had some bucks that have randomly moved zones, which made no sense. And I've had like fluctuating numbers. So I'm really hoping that we're near a great one. Yeah, man, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you. See if I can't grab this one over here. Yeah, that guy definitely doesn't need to be in here. Get him down. That guy doesn't need to be here. See if I can get him as well. Oh, barely missed him. He decided to turn at the last second. That's fine. We'll try to get him at a later time. I don't feel like chasing him through the trees there. I'll just settle for his bigger brother. Any other ones over here that needs my attention? I don't see any others. Awesome, I'm glad you're doing well. Just trying to make some food. For me, I hear that. Yeah, my wife came home for lunch today, and we had some Jimmy Dean sausage biscuits because she didn't have a whole lot of time, and we wanted to eat together, so we just made some microwave food today. And then this evening, I'm not sure what we're doing this evening, but sounds good, man. Sounds good. Go ahead and pick this guy up. Let me see. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. My wife came home, and I was just talking to her for a second. What's your favorite animal to hunt on this game? Honestly, I don't know if I have a favorite. If I'm free roaming, I just kind of hunt for where I just kind of let the wind take me where it will. If I'm grinding, I honestly don't know. To me, I'm a very like day-to-day hunter. So like one day I will be really in the mood for one thing, whereas the next day I'll be in the mood for another. So I really don't know if I'd be able to answer the question as far as like which one is my most favorite. I will say that my favorite animal in the game is the red deer because I absolutely love their racks. So the red deer is my favorite animal in game. Though I do hope they bring more antlers to the game, and I also would like to see more great one variations because that's the only reason I don't hunt them is because I've got one and they all look alike. So I don't really see the reason to get another one. But the red deer is my favorite overall. Probably grinding right now. I'm having a really good time with the muleys. But I also really enjoy the fallow deer, moose, and whitetail. So I really don't have a favorite, I guess I should say. But those are definitely amongst some of my most preferred animals to hunt, though. Like I said, I'm more of a niche hunter where I go day by day. So I just kind of hunt for whatever I feel like each day. And right now we're trying to get the great one muley. I do have one great one mule deer, but we are trying to get a second one. Alright, nothing here. I am going to check one more extra pond real quick, guys. I'm going to check this pond in the middle real quick because this one can get solos on it. And then after this, I'm not going to check any other ones. We're just going to move back to the main grind for a couple more runs. But I got to stay on top of things. So let's go check this pond down here real quick. Mike, are you talking about something that's happened in your trophy lodge? Are you saying that trophies have disappeared in your trophy lodge or in the trophy manager? I do know in the trophy lodge that the bug has been fixed where it's been deleting random trophies, but you do have to literally like hit X and, or click, depending on your console or PC, on the animal that you're wanting to delete before you delete it. Otherwise, it won't do anything. But I don't really know what you're meaning, because the bug was fixed, so I don't know what's going on. Colton, you crack me up, man. I only have 10 great ones, but I still need more. Dude, that's great. I love it. We have a guy in my chat that's one of my mods, and his name is Wolf Boss, and he has like a ton of different wolves. So he like literally lives by his name. And then Colton, he don't have bear in his name, but I mean he swears by the Great One Bear. That is hilarious. I love it. Just YouTube, because I'm a terrible multitasker, and and it's easier for me to do YouTube from a PlayStation 5 than it is Twitch. Twitch, if you do a PS5 stream to Switch, I think that you have to keep up with not just your chat, but also something else, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I've been more of a YouTuber than anything, so yeah, that's kind of I'm just doing YouTube. But we stream 3 days a week, and you guys know I always give out my schedule on Saturday or Sunday, so that way you guys know which days we're going to be streaming. So Saturday, if you go to my post section and I don't leave anything on Saturday for my schedule, then you guys know that it's going to be posted on Sunday. So that way you guys will know every day that I'm streaming, because it's different every week. My streams revolve around my wife's schedule at her job, so so my schedule depends on what her schedule is. But yeah, we stream 3 days a week, and I try to make it 3 to 4 hours a time. Some streams have to be 2 hours depending on what I was able to get, but that's our plan most days. And then at the end of the month, we do a multiplayer stream where I actually open up my maps to the public and let you guys come in and hunt alongside me, if you're on PS4 or PS5. Well, there's a buck that needs to be shot. I knew it'd be a good idea to come up here and check this pond. Yeah, he would have been left here if I didn't do it, so it's a good thing I came up here. He definitely cannot stay, that big level 4. Just run over there and grab him real quick. Trophy manager, I haven't checked my trophies in a while, so that's probably why they got deleted before the bug was fixed. It's very possible, Maka. I'm sorry you've lost some of your trophies, but you've either put them up in your trophy lodges already and forgot about it, or yeah, if you did it before the bug got fixed, then yeah, you could have deleted some of your trophies, because that did happen to my trophy manager a couple of times, where I was trying to taxidermize animals, and for whatever reason it would delete them at times, and then I was trying to delete a certain animal, but the game would force me to would delete like something I didn't even have selected. So yeah, that could be it. I'm sorry that you lost some stuff, man. Thank you, Greeno. I really appreciate you, man. And if you have any friends or anybody that enjoys Call of the Wild and other hunting and fishing games, try to get them to subscribe as well. We're hopefully going to break 1,000 subscribers this year, or maybe even get more than that. So I would really appreciate the support. We also branch out and do some playthroughs for some of my favorite storyliners at times. So, and they're all in playlists for you. So if you go to my channel itself and then go to my playlist, I have everything that I've ever done in playlists for you guys. So if you want to look at watch me play other games, of course my voice ain't in there. I turn them into movies. But if you guys want to see me play other games besides hunting and fishing stuff, we do occasionally do that as well. But thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, Greeno, 0. I don't have a Twitch, so that would be a 0. I mean, I do have a Twitch, but it's not for a game. It's not for my channel. I just use it whenever Marvel Rivals has like Twitch drops or other games that I play that has drops. I'm gonna go on there. And that's all I ever use it for, is just drops. You definitely can, Greeno, if you have some ideas. Like I said, just make sure it's family friendly. If anything is humorous. But yeah, if you have any ideas for me, I'd be more than happy to hear them. We're currently going to be doing some Great One guides. I'm trying to get the Great One Mule Deer before I do its guides, just so that I can feature it in the video. So I probably won't record that until next week, but or maybe until after I get the Great One. But yeah, I'm currently working on Great One guides. So we just released a one to get my feet in the water, if you will. I released a very shallow-ended Great One guide for the New England whitetail recently. And my guides are pretty much straight to the point. They just show you where to find the animals, what I did in my grind, and like what some of the tips and tricks are, and then I move on. So I don't get like very detailed with it. But yeah, I'm currently that's currently what we're doing on the channel, is doing some Great One guides. and then I'm hoping to do some more stuff as time goes on. There we go. I knew that was a good shot as soon as I shot. All right. Whoop, that's a tree. I was reading chat and I ran into a tree. Great, now my character's got a bloody nose for sure. Maybe even a concussion. That's rough. Alright, where did I hit this other buck at? There he is. Yep, got vitals. He's just right there. Greeno, I really appreciate it, man, and I really appreciate what you do for other streamers. But at the moment, I currently am I'm currently not in the market to hire anybody to help with my editing and everything. I'm hoping in the future, you know, if the channel does grow bigger, I might decide to hire somebody to help with editing if I need it. But I think that I do my own editing at the moment, and I really don't do very many videos as it is. So I probably don't need anybody to help me with those. But I do appreciate your offer. Like I said, in the future, if my channel ever grows bigger and I feel like I need the extra help, I'll branch out for people. But as of right now, I do my own editing, and I don't do enough to really need the extra help. I'm mostly a streamer on here, by the way, too. I don't really do many videos. I like to stream more than I do anything. So, but like I said, I really do appreciate it though. It's just right now I don't do enough videos to really need the extra help editing, and I think I'm a pretty decent editor as it is. So I just don't have all the tools that the PC people have, but I try to do the best I can with all the videos I make. I hope I skipped a pawn, but that's fine. Oh, okay, guys. I'm not going to claim whether Reno is or isn't, but I mean, like I said, I've already said no because of the fact that I don't need any extra help editing anyways. But yeah, I'm not going to hire anybody without knowing that they're an actual editor. And plus, like I said, I really don't need the extra help editing at the moment anyways. I didn't have my gun zeroed. Crap. I had the wrong zeroing on. He's going to go down, but we'll have to track him. That's rough. Yeah, guys, I don't know much about what you're claiming there, but I do appreciate you looking out for the channel. But like I said, I'm not going to be hiring anybody anyways. My wife is a very, very good, very good at doing icons and stuff like that for the channel, and I have enough tools at my disposal to be able to do thumbnails and editing. So I don't have any use to hire anybody right now, anyways. But thank you guys so much for keeping me aware of things. Okay, great. Now, like I said, I'm not claiming that you are or aren't. It's just the fact that you know, I just don't have any interest in hiring anybody. So, and you seem very, very desperate. So the more that you ask me to look at your stuff and everything, the more I'm actually believing my people, because it seems like you're getting very, very desperate to get me to hire you. I've already told you my piece on it. So I appreciate you, but I'm not going to be hiring anybody to help with the channel. I've got enough tools at my disposal to take care of it, I believe. But I do appreciate you offering though. That'll work. Alright guys, I've already made my peace with Greeno and everything, and let's go ahead and move on, everybody, okay? Let's drop the subject and move on. So, like I said, we know where I stand with Greeno. Greeno, you're more than welcome to stay in chat and talk about Call of the Wild and whatever else you want to as a normal viewer. But please just don't bring up anything else about the editing situation. And for everybody else, let's just move on and get locked in back in on the stream, okay, guys? I don't want this to turn into an argument in the chat or anything. So let's just all be adults here and just move on. Greeno, like I said, I appreciate you offering, but it's going to be a no. I think I have enough. Yes, Greeno. I am streaming tomorrow from 3 until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we get the great one mule deer, then we'll be setting up our stuff for the roe deer. But if we don't get the great one mule deer, we're gonna continue the grind. We got about another 25 minutes left in the stream. I don't understand the end of your sentence there, Greeno, but like I said, just if you join us tomorrow, let's just keep everything friendly and and calm and cool and collected, and just have a good time in the stream and be focused on Call of the Wild and other things that are happy. Okay? Yeah, let's not have any more arguments or bring the situation up anymore, guys. If I see that it keeps coming up, I'll have to ban people, and I don't want to do that. So. Alright, guys. I believe we're back on track with the stream. We're currently 1,008 kills in, by the way, everybody, just so you guys know. Hopefully this mule deer is going to show up soon. I really hope he does. Because as soon as he does, I'll be pulling up shop and we'll be bringing this back to multiplayer. I just really wanted to get one off Silver Ridge Peaks because I thought it'd be a really cool grind. And I've really enjoyed it. I still think a Ski Ridge is still a little bit better than Silver Ridge. But they're both extremely good grinds, in my opinion, for the mule deer. I would highly recommend both. There we go, got him on that second attempt. Yeah, it is going good, Raven. It really is. Like I said, it's a very good grind. It's very easy. Herd managing on the map is very easy, except for the part at the bottom of the map, the ocean side. That part is a nightmare, but the rest of the map is actually very good, and a very easy grind to do. So, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be. I forgot to put in my last Great One guide what times they drink. I meant to put that in the video since I was talking about where to find the animals, but so I'm gonna try to make sure I put that in the new one. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you guys are wanting ease, I mean, definitely a Ski Ridge or a Silver Ridge. Both ridges are extremely good. There's not a whole lot of zones on either map, and it's all personal preference areas. I mean, like there's so many other spots that I could have grinded on. Thank you, Duke, but I see him, man. He's laying right over there. Yeah, I hope so too, Zero. Like I said, I don't really know what the colors for the what the colors are called. For most of them, the only thing I know is the cobweb because that's the one I got recently with the mule deer. And I know the cinnamon stripes is the one that I don't want. But at the same time, if I get a good rack with it, I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm hoping for the double drop time. I'm hoping for any of the colors besides cinnamon stripes, and double drop time is what I want the most. But I'll be happy with the big rack, and I'll also be happy with and I'll also be happy with the heart rack too. Those are both really pretty racks. Dripple Drizzy corkscrew, Colton, take that back. I do not want the corkscrew rack, Colton. Do not jinx me. If I got the corkscrew rack, I don't even know if I'd keep him, to be honest, guys. I'm not a very big fan of that rack at all, and I'm not a big fan of the velvet rack either. So if I got either one of those two, I don't know if I'd even put him in the main lodge. I'd probably put it either in free roam or wonky. Just because they're my least preferred. Dude, where's my shooter at? Did all of my bucks just come back as little ones? Well, it's 1800, so I'm not going to shoot anything right now, but whenever we reset time and see what the zones are again, if all of them are little guys, I'll probably have to pop one of them. What's up, Shad? I don't think we really need to know that kind of stuff, man. I'm sorry, I guess, or maybe congratulations. I don't know, but let's not talk about that kind of stuff in chat, okay? That's a little bit too personal for a YouTube chat. So let's not make a conversation about that, man. But welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, no problem, guys. Like I said, you guys can make yourself at home here, and you are welcome to talk about what you want as long as it's family friendly. But don't do like TMI conversations, guys. I mean, it's not very appropriate for a Call of the Wild stream or really internet in general. Yeah, man. Hope you're doing well. Otherwise, though, Shad, welcome to the stream. We are currently 1,011 kills into the Great One grind, so hopefully to join up soon. The Great One, that is. I hope it shows up soon, rather. I don't know why I said join up. I meant to say show up. Let's see, it's 18:16, so let's go ahead and reset time. Guys, we might have enough time for one more run. We'll see. We'll get through this run and see how much time is left. We'll either do a second one, or we will just go through the zones one more time and see if there's a Great One. Depending on how much time we have left. I did, Chad. Yeah, like I said, that was just a little bit too much of a TMI conversation for the general public and also for a family friendly conversation. So, yeah, that was me that deleted it. Like I said, I'm not mad about it or anything. Just like I said, I just found it kind of inappropriate is all. But yeah, I'm not upset with you or anything. Just as long as the rest of the conversation is family friendly and I'm either related to Call of the Wild or other things. Yeah, no big deal, man. You're fine, Colton. You could have done either or, man. Like I said, I'm watching the chat too, so I mean, like, unless I would have missed it, you can always bring it to my attention and let me make the decision as well. But yeah, if anything comes up, it comes up in chat, guys, that you just know immediately you should just not be there. You're more than welcome as long as you're a mod to delete it. Just make sure that you know for sure it's something that's like out there. That kind of a comment there was kind of confusing, so I understand if you guys didn't really know what to do there. But yeah, that's fine. If you guys ever have a questionable thing that comes to chat, just bring it up to me and I'll make the decision for you guys. It ain't no big deal. I'm just saying if somebody joins in and like starts trying to troll the chat or starts like cussing up a storm or saying some very highly inappropriate stuff, obviously that would be a key for you guys to go ahead and just delete them immediately, and then bring it to my attention and I would even ban it if that was the case. But you guys get what I'm saying. There's certain levels of TMI and inappropriate natures that can actually be let go, just ignored. And then there's other ones that you have to step in and do stuff about. So if you guys ever have any questions for my mods, just bring it up to my attention, and I'll make sure that I check it out. Yeah, guys, no big deal. I'm not angry or anything. It just happens. Sometimes people come in and just want to start a conversation about something and don't realize that what they're saying is inappropriate for the current stream. But it's fine. Yeah, I hear that, Raven. And like I said, I respect everybody's wishes. So if people want me to call them by their real name, as long as I can remember what their name is, I will do so. But if you guys are wanting me to call you by your YouTube names, I will as well. Like I said, it's usually easier for me to call you by the YouTube name though, because it's always just right there. All right, so this is our first run where our second buck is not here. So that either means that the bigger buck was actually the solo and this is our constant, or this is the solo and our constant buck just isn't back yet. So we're gonna let this one be for now. And we'll keep checking it. And I actually missed this pond the last couple of runs. I've been meaning to go over here. I'm just not used to it. This is our new pond that we just added last week, so I keep forgetting to go to it. Alright, Shad, sounds good. I hope you have a good one, man. Thanks for joining the chat. I appreciate you. Alright, looks like we only have one shooter here. No, we have two. Okay, the other one's down there. I didn't even see him. Alright, how far away are you? So you're 380. Oh, he took off in a little bit too soon on me. Seriously, that didn't hit nothing? Well, how that happened, I have no idea. Shoot. Well, that looked like I should have got a lung shot there on that first buck, but I didn't hit a thing. Well, we'll just keep an eye out for pressure then. If he dies, he dies. If not, then he doesn't. But I'll have to keep peeking down there and seeing if pressure builds. Yeah, I think you've told me that before, Raven. That's a pretty cool name. My name that I came up on YouTube is just for my love of trains as a kid. And also I wanted my channel to rhyme. So I figured D-Train Games sounded pretty mainstream and I thought it sounded pretty cool. So that's the reason why I came up with it. It's for my love of trains as a kid and also for the fact that it rhymed. Which was also kind of cool the day that we got to play Thomas on the channel because it was just fitting that my name was D-Train and we got to play a train game. And that game may return at some point. I'm still playing it actually. Like I'm actually still playing it every so often. I think that game is a lot of fun. I've gotten much better at it since our last stream as well. I'm not overshooting a lot of the stops anymore like I was doing. Dude, come on. Don't do this to me, game. Oh, he went out of render. That bullet would have killed him? Did you guys see where that bullet landed? He literally popped out of render, and the bullet would have hit him right in the center of his body. Oh, that was rough. Okay, Zero. That's actually a pretty good idea. But yeah, like I said, I struggle to shoot two animals back to back. I'll still try it probably. But yeah, that's actually a really good way to do it. I never thought about doing it that way. Females one run, males the next. That's a pretty good way. It'd take probably double the time though, because if you're not able to shoot them both and just get them both back the next run, that means you have to take extra runs every time. But as far as ease of the grind, that might actually be better. So yeah, I might look into that. Thank you, Zero, for the tip. I appreciate that. I'll try both methods. I'll try doing the normal method first and see if I can shoot both of them back to back. But if it turns out that I struggle with it, I may try your method. What do I think about the new Great One Roe Deer? I think it's really good, man. I honestly think they knocked it out of the water. I think it's one of the best Great Ones in the game as far as colors and racks are concerned. However, like I said, where it's kind of a foxy grind where you have to shoot both the male and female to get them both to come back, that's kind of a drawback for me. But the animal is so good, and the fact that it's an antlered animal that I want one. And who knows, if I get really good at this, I might even move to the fox grind. Because if this grind makes me good at shooting the smaller animals and back to back like that, I might jump into the fox grind afterwards. So we'll have to see. Because I would like a Great One fox. I love red foxes to death. But like I said, where it's a smaller animal and where you have to shoot both, I've just never really thought about doing it that way. But Zero's method actually sounds pretty good. I actually kind of like that method a lot. I've just never thought about doing one gender one run and then the next gender the next. I've never thought about that. So who knows? You might see me do a fox grind in the future. Duke, are you not tracking anymore, man? He was tracking the blood, then just started goofing off. Come on, Duke, don't lose your focus again, man. We gotta find this buck. That ain't him, is it? No, that's the little guy. Richard and Rhonda, that's funny. It's kind of ironic too that that you actually have ravens in your backyard and that's your name on YouTube. That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool, Raven. I did not know that. How do they do it? Like, is it too long to put in text form, or like, can you actually type out like how they do that? Because that's actually kind of cool. I didn't know that about ravens. I think that's the first animal I've ever heard of that actually mourns its like death of its animals, except for like family related animals, obviously like eagles and stuff mourn each other for their losses and whatnot, and a few other ones. That is a really cool fact. I like that a lot. Yeah, guys, I think they did a really great job with the roe deer. I really do. I really enjoy that Great One. I think that all the colors are great. I think all the racks are great. I don't think there's a single thing about the roe deer that I don't like. Like I said, I was hoping for a big game animal like a caribou, reindeer, or elk. Which Rocky Mountain would be my specific species of the elk, but I wouldn't have cared for any of the three that's in the game. So yeah, I was a little bit let down that it was a roe deer, but at the same time, it's one of those mid Great Ones for me, where it's not one that I'm absolutely just crazy about, but it's also one that it's like I don't want to ignore it. I actually do want to get one of these Great Ones. I think it's a very good Great One, and I want at least one of them. But like I said, I'm not going to torture myself though, guys. I've said this a couple times in the stream already. I will not torture myself. If I don't like the grind, or if I find that that I don't have a good enough shot to do it, then I'm just not going to do it. So, the first couple of grinds that we do for it will be a practice run. Once I actually start going around in my tents and actually start grinding, it'll be up in the air. It'll be a test run to see if I enjoy it enough or not. Oh, that's cool, Raven. I've never heard of that. That's actually a really cool fact. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's cool. I did not know that ravens actually kind of did like a funeral service for each other if they pass away. That's kind of cool. And I wonder if they like specifically choose flowers or just any kind of plant that smells nice, or if smell even has to do with it. It makes you wonder why they specifically choose those. Okay, so these two bucks, that's my shooter here. So I'm gonna pop him, and then I think I will go ahead and try to get the other one. No, he's gonna run, so I'm gonna let him run. I was gonna try to get the other one if I could, just because I haven't seen a second buck here in forever. And I would like to have two in this spot. But then again, I am risking moving another solo if I do that, so I don't know if I will or not. Yeah, that's really cool, Raven. Really, really cool. So Zira, just for a reassurance, so you're saying that basically the way that you did the fox grind is that you shoot all males on one run, and then the next run you go through and shoot all the females. Is that correct? Or is there like a little bit extra steps that I'm missing with that? Can I get the third one? Well, I got him with both bullets, but it doesn't look like either one of them hit any vitals or anything. I'm sure that's going to kill him, so I'm going to go ahead and count that as 3 kills. But we'll have to come back and track him. That's really cool, Raven. I knew that lobsters did that, but I didn't know ravens did that too. That's really cool. I knew that doves and lobsters had like life mates and also eagles, but I didn't know that ravens did. That's really cool. All right, Zira, I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Like I said, I'm going to be trying new methods, and I'm going to see if I enjoy the grind. It will be a test run to see if I like it or not, and I'm hoping that I do. But we'll see next week whenever the great one drops, because we're definitely going to try to get a roe deer. I would like at least one of those, and if I like the grind enough, we might even get more than one. But yeah, we'll see what's going on with it. We'll see how well I like the grind and see how well I can perform on the grind. I may do that method, actually, Zero. That sounds like it'd be a lot easier on me if I just did one run with all the males and one run with all the females, so I don't have to worry about shooting both. I'm just brainstorming out loud at the moment, guys, so ignore my rambling. I'm just trying to figure it all out. I think I'll try doing both at the beginning, and if I can't, and if I realize that I'm just not doing it well, then I'll just switch over to your method. It's probably not easier. Alright, did I get my shooters back? I did not. Okay, so I know for a fact that I had 2 shooters and two solos. Or at least 2 non-shooters. So I think what I'm going to have to do here is see which 2 has the highest. That one's definitely going to be one. So this one is definitely going to be a shooter. That's 105, 57. Okay, I think those 2 are the solos, and these 2 are my main deer, because the 2 solos I remember were in the very low digits. So I believe these are my 2 bucks. Let's see, is that him? Nope. Is this him? Nope. Oh, I did get him. Okay, good. We got them both. All right, good. I believe those are my 2 deer. But yeah, I think what we're going to do after we get this mule deer, I think what we're going to do is switch things up for a little while. So we're definitely going to be doing the roe deer, obviously. But I think that we're going to go back to doing the fallow deer and try to get my last fallow, because, like I said, my 3rd one will be my final one for now. I don't know when or if I'll return to the fallow deer, just because I want to complete the huddle. But after we get the fallow, we're going to be starting some new grinds on the channel, guys. And by new grinds, I mean grinds that have not been on the channel for a while, or restart some that I want more of. I would like to get some more pheasants. I would like to get some more whitetails and muleys, obviously, because I love both of those. But yeah, after we get this great one, I am these next couple of great ones, I am planning on pursuing some other stuff. Maybe even some new species entirely. Like I said, if I do really good on the roe deer grinds, and I feel like that I can handle the fox grind, I really do think I'll try to go to the fox. And the bear grind is still up in the air, guys. For those of you who are wondering if I'll ever do like a black bear grind on the channel, I'm not sure still. But in my personal opinion, I would still like to do one. Let's go back over here and see if that one buck came back. But I'm not sure if I will though. We'll figure it out. That's actually really cool, Raven. My last name, which I'm not going to expose it to the world, so guys don't think I'm going to tell you what it is. But my last name is actually German derivative, which is actually kind of cool. My last name in real life is actually a very rare name, and not a lot of people hear about it. So yeah, I feel pretty special about that I have a last name in this world that's actually extremely rare. Okay, so those guys are not in their zone, so I'm guessing they have just poofed off into Never Never Land for this time again. So I'd say let's use this extra time to go up here and check this solo zone. And just see what's up here. This is gonna probably be our last kills of the stream today, guys. We're gonna check these next two solo pawns, and if there's nothing here for us to shoot, we'll probably have to wrap everything up. But hopefully you guys have had fun with today's stream. We've had some good attendance today in today's stream. We've had quite a few viewers come in and say hi to us. So it's been a very productive stream. Hopefully we have an even better stream tomorrow where it's going to be for 4 hours. And like I said, if we end up getting the Great One Mule Deer, we are going to shoot him on my live on stream. And then afterwards, I'm going to immediately go over to Scotland and start working on my roe deer. And I'm really hoping we find the haggis as well. Like, if we can find the haggis while I'm setting up for the roe deer, that would be amazing. Because I don't know if that fix is coming with the new patch or not. If you guys know, let me know. But as soon as the haggis gets fixed, I'm going to be all over those again. Because I don't want to spend 60 hours for nothing. So, once that gets patched out, I'll be searching my map heavily for the haggis again. And then once I find him, I'll be good. I'll be good with a one and done haggis, in my opinion. But yeah, does any of you guys know in chat? Do any of you guys know if the next update is fixing the haggises, or if that's or no? I know it's bringing great ones in a new weapons pack to the game, along with some bug fixes and stuff. But do you guys know if the haggis is one of those yet, or do we not know that yet? Okay, so we're not sure whether or not it's going to be in the bug patch, the patch notes yet or not. All right, I'm sure they'll release them before the patch comes out. The full notes as to what it's going to be fixing. So hopefully the haggis is included. Because if they do, I may try to get the haggis before I do my roe deer stuff, or obviously I may try to be keeping an eye out while I'm doing everything. Dude, these bucks just do not want to be little ones. Yeah, he's gonna run. I ain't gonna fool with. Well, maybe. Okay, so you guys haven't had any confirmation of any sort. Alright. That sounds good. Let's go over here and see if this happened to be a rare. I doubt that it was, but it may be. You never know. Nope, he wasn't a rare. All right, guys. Unfortunately, it is now 6 o'clock, so I have run out of time to do anything else in the stream today. I'm going to go ahead and get this other buck off stream and also check the other solo zone. Like I said, here in about an hour, a Fishing Planet video will drop showcasing a full fight that I had with my very first my unique striper on there. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more great one grinding on the mule deer. Hope you guys have a great evening. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great evening, everybody. Peace out.